dumienu na ya sorry akofa adom kase no e di abramunim sa no pa bia no na na kwadwo janto ani tim tenase na omodi kwemu nsam ebran ya omo sorry na no na yenso ye tenase e di agudem nsam no e di abramu na mbeto obi bia nka odwumadie no so if at gabi to am gabi the foreign akra de watenase awonene nsam no aboabo dodo no ano a odi ebran yan intimi selbra YouTube Insha TV YouTube wono kwa search engine ono bo Insha TV efa ehim dwumadie de ye ha bia no ba pop up na esa wonso no watimi ahwe dwumadie ba mesrew aya na channel no wabomodia na chese onso watimi subscribe ne kama bob ya doma bia wono click so mame na bibia enkoye ebra anytime bia betena se no benya message ya tenase na obehwe dwumadie no live enti aya na subscribe YouTube channel no etimi edi amamenenso nsempi amanene ani fie enra games kakra koso ene kakra wo ho a ni na ne yebedi hu enkomo enra EFL ana Carabao Cup no etiefo se say Liverpool for mumro na enemo meche problem pa edien Liverpool munchire na enra asra sem yenu Brighton ntimi ante Liverpool to ma Crystal Palace ekotwa me kamiensa Liverpool ntimi ante e kan ba akokora whoops Anthony Chelsea game no Chelsea ko show me kandan ema whoops for ne te e kan no miensa sijua Chelsea bebo game no mdi red card e yemusuo kese si abo game awie se Chelsea any red card David enti red card FC4 whoops omonya de 3 ti honsam no no so ebe kan wasam wo dwumadie no so so ade so omokoto twade Kanema City ebete shomo eka miensa omote kan ba ko quarter final draw no menim se gabi chuamba ode ebe wuram na edi honkomo sians no the new manager bounce no ye adwuma pa omo se 3-1 editia aye udini sanso na friendly games na enra ade a PSG aye boys no PSG for PSG muheye ade na muti France ho ye no muhwe ni ye eno amanya ade kura o okay Amine Laurent nso kobo 1-1 na Vinicius Junior finally abrante na pacho enema oye ewo e classico no afei La Liga no nso no players etu omo kaye pa top 10 ewo ha eno nso ye de hu nsem dina no ede bana ya befie eno amobeka ya ye discuss Black Queens a game no ho asem no ye catch am say Black Queens coach Efense came last on the Efeni ni tuane Kenya ban na etuane ka na ohwe sika editu opani ka nyame anim kwani sa wo de compare ni PSA ane de no wo fom so ena sika no so nkohyehyew enti amasa papa no adwuma de ope onye obeye nenso aso otwetwe ho kakra so because countries ni bia sha so omu show interest awo opani nim ene ebedi nkomo na ni ahwe de ne yebetimi aye se ne ebe ya coaches bi say so mba Black Queens bibi ekoye no omu so betimi atena so no ma ye adwuma ade ama aye Ghana this and many more ni pe bi kra fi senka bonuses no emema ne mani no omunye pe ni na ne nkomra ne enfra no emeto sa enkomemu Insurance on 4.5 Thursday edition Insha Passports Gabi Tram Gabi the phone at you for Odien Echo Amene Richard Nye Yanko Amene Namra
Amuzu garlic bit.
Yeah, fine. I didn't have say. I'm quite do back one in common free Amene Namra. Now, if you maybe you fee.
Rich Mekai Miche was a man because of Barcelona and Tino. Uko international footballer. Apart from semi Ghana, you know, I support the Spanish national team.
Okay.
And I remember after South Africa 2010, as Spain, the first World Cup, no, we put together a documentary for the team. Our key players were talking about Omu journey and how Omu esi building a team. Na first year from and the achievers, no, now they became achievers won Euros and won the World Cup finally. Now, Rich, so where's our documentary now? There are parts of Obiti say Ike Casillas, Xavi, Puyol, these players. Ekasa about the way a sad time no na El Clasico any emu tension and ka creative problems in the Spanish national team. Yes. Na I say club football no mu tension in tokwa no
didi akona
nti ama uba national team na hu play of Real Madrid and also free Real Barcelona omu shia
who's your enemy
na I say wa only said anya fine. Now according to Ike Casillas, who was the captain of the team, I say they saw say no idea way ya penny and come once more it will affect us. So one of the national team meetings, then he called the senior players no more team no, both from Real Madrid and Barcelona. So Ono Casillas, Sergio Ramos, Xavi, Puyol to have a meeting and say, look, club football and any rivalry is club football. But see about national team, say young keleke as leaders. Na ya nye namfufuo ni sano maniomana. Look, it will affect your chemistry on the pitch. Because with Soros our team now, it had Puyol, it had Sergio Ramos, had Piqué in Omuba Kleino, had Casillas Dapomu. Then Uko Fifiwa, there was Xabi Alonso, there was Iniesta, Xavi, Busquets, David Villa. So it was almost a combination of Barcelona, then Real Madrid, Kakra, to form that team. Which Casillas must say that meeting was very, very fruitful. And they were able to push El Clasico tension outside the way of the national team, and they won the World Cup. Now we are in 2025. Next year, we have another World Cup. And Rich, so watch a lot of the bookers. Almost predictions are almost based on form, team chemistry, consistency in BBR. There is no way you will do your top 3 countries a better magic World Cup now on for Spain and count. Into once again, Spain have got another World Cup as the European champions, and they are tipped by bookers say they have a very, very good team to win the World Cup. But Rich, so one ya Nancy Tokoya ACC war El Clasico may come back to affect them. And what am I talking about? Yebo El Clasico ni this picture and a trend here. A picture of Dani Carvajal upon a Real Madrid captain's armband. Very, very significant. Now all catch Nhyira say Okasanodo. And Kasmobo and Umposo Buoma senior man na on Chaso. You see him also opening his mouth to talk back to the senior man. Rich, Sankesi, hey, I will not have a problem. But Nhyira, Spanish papers are carrying out a story. Say there is a triple unfollow earthquake. Oh, social media. As somebody say, Lamine Yamal, Pedro Gonzalez, and Abrantes and Gerard Martin, and you know, I could unfollow Dani Carvajal or IG.
Wow.
And that is serious.
It's getting out of hand.
Yes. That is serious. Me assure say previously, say enquiry muko Spanish national team camper. Rich, say enye proud to Dani Carvajal no muko tunwo national team camper. He is one of the most experienced, one of the most respectable person in the dressing room. Yeah. And Otu for abetie, obi awaje Champions League 6. We bought for Real Madrid for years. We bought for the Spanish national team for years. It's respect no honum. But Rich, the moment I'm crying, start to say, we don't care anymore. You better follow social media. Let the media report it. We don't care. Rich, me I am share is what I said in Rano. So what hear my story in here? Rich, so if Bibi say AC in the era of Puyol, Casillas, Xavi, and you coach in Peduma, these are like level-headed, matured guys who could deal with the issue, and they dealt with it.
Well, many young.
But see, I don't just Spanish national team anymore. Even the team that won the Euros, Rich. Penny Bay pa in the room, Penny Bay. You look around the team, and Oyazabe Omo, no man you team. Oyazabe so more else so sad. And Tokoya, I'm not on for the noon team. What do you know? And they've not shown any leadership qualities, baby. And how do you expect the likes of what the money? When problem, Leno, madam, 80 me. And what's that thing, dear? Rich, I realize the coach is the bomb.
I think the heavy and your bad.
The football federation and the
sure, I'm gonna step in. Because baby, I can't. It's serious.
Probably.
And may sure be to say a Rafinha Anthony Vinicius Junior.
Brazil. Oh, say, me sure somebody will travel as far as this one.
Samu.
Because after it, there have not been any yente. Sabako follow the uncle and say, no. Vinicius right now is even dealing with Oni Alonso issue. Me sure say omodi ebeko. But when the central maker say, Senka after this picture. And you can be actually one park so minimum how member you agro. That would have been fine. But for Bema to go calm down after the game, you know, and carefully take his phone and unfollow you there, then it means I'm going to talk. And see, I am beginning to get worried for the Spanish national team ahead of the World Cup. Say, Oman say yeah, they know say about how in the past. But in Penyumphobia, what team taking responsibility this time around, you scan around the national team and you don't see those kind of maturity. I'm dealing with that issue way. Now, Rich, me say no, I didn't come about Vinicius Junior and any issues or Real Madrid. Now, before I make a sense, let me tackle Gabi or any stories. Look. And no man no can say and a Real Madrid players no training no or you say BB and a matches no more. Look, sir, almost show much. And Carlo Ancelotti, no more the Ancelotti man management. Hey, charge Xabi Alonso Mpoa. They should also look back and Carlo Ancelotti in the last days. Any results they were getting in game this against Barcelona and the way they were playing.
And there two, I mean, any time you know,
Rich,
two personalities.
Mini Spain. But from Ghana, if you watch Real Madrid now, you could clearly see, say, the work ethics are not almost lucky, but they were too comfortable with Carlo Ancelotti, and today on push you find the adman. Oh, buy Xabi Alonso buy here. All catch you to push them. Say, some goes on them boss them more Ancelotti time. So comfortable, money attitude to press to come back defend
several times those days. Or Madrid front three now. Rodrigo on Take.
Mbappe on Take. Vini on Take.
Obi more born them.
More.
And you know money balance.
Exactly.
It's a Real Madrid. Obi abaso.
Yes. Last time no. Rafinha mu dream come with the ball. Lamine Yamal, the team answer for coming inverted to balance the team. And it's how no man. Look, more 4 games against Barcelona, even 5.
You know, Michelle.
They beat you in all of them. Xabi Alonso Bayern. So, extra work na mumpe as players. Isn't the results telling you say you are on the right path? Results must tell you so. Hey, we are not used to this aggression training. We are not used to this tactics where any question you didn't want to say, born a bono, you could have born in Kwani Bobby, you need bonus or see a Bobby. This a normal principles and kids and kitia. Zabian also Eddie say, Rich Upo. Once what he is doing is giving you results, then you have to change your mindset and follow it and stop the complaints. Now look, say Obi Oshe or Insha TV Biano. If you have a glimpse of your tactical board now, Rich, about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 games at Real Madrid about so far this season. And Abranti friend Vinicius Junior, the involvement or sad games in them. Rich, in our first game, you need film 78 minutes. In the second game, Mpode one started. Into Obemu in the 68 minutes. You need film 72nd. You need film 68 minutes. Against Marseille, Obemu in the 63rd minutes. You need film in the 77th minute. The only games are about 90 minutes. Against Levante, Atletico Madrid, and a team of friend Villarreal. It is either you fumu around the 70th minute and after onu moment over game in the second half. And when Becca say, Sawusha Sano we are. We play be say Vinicius just barely last 2 seasons. Uji the FIFA best player. Now Uji say Real Madrid, you were the face of it. Now all of a sudden, what the name player? Unya untouchable like team you know. Ya panier waba. Etim come out na bench na ye the waba game nim. Ubo game na. Ubo game ni na. And why you say we dey do 70th minute? You bring your film. Rick Sadia na ya. But you see, and when Becca say he is part of the Real Madrid captains. And unim say Rich. And now we were saying say Vinicius Junior Efumuno. Adia bakwa wanya was to go straight to the tunnel. Yeah. And we said the good thing was he came back. But Rich, do you know say Dario AS say and yet Vinicius spent on the bar back. Xabi Alonso sent one of the staff members, you know. So Munko Kanche Vinicius say, so I'm Baba Kama Matana bench wa and the Real Madrid kiti. So I am one of the coaching staff instructed by Xabi Alonso and a Kofa Vinicius by. Yes, that is what Dario is reporting. Now, Enra, our RMC Sports, our France, Christopher Dugari, so guys are guy. Or say, oh no, but Real Madrid need that. And he worked under Florentino Perez as a president then. The Vinicius here, you know, one here Florentino Perez beton.
Who say, oh yes, I know, come on, koto papa no. And oh papa na, oh yeah, bit diplomatic because who say, come on, damn it. So, but so who had him no one happy?
Is he Rich?
Say a boy classic where you were from one chow coach. You are
creating a scene. Now, Rich,
the
bottom line will be this. See about season necessarily Alonso ayadia. Not for Florentino Perez, a say, or the team no abba on the right track, and he needed any support. Say Obama no do. Now when you GDS say me facing players now, meaning say I am facing the players with the backing of the president. Rich, then they will throw it to him. Say, do you want the guy to be in the team or you want him out? And Xabi Alonso results Obenya, and the women wins at this battle. Rich, so say coach Biba, not on the revolution bar. The first thing you must do for him is to show to players no more and say, hey, coach, we get tiny cheap. They are all young, yea, on the yaka, yet tenacity, and you're back, you know. And you have to start respecting him or you can be in this team because he is the leader of the team now. Rich, they hear me ya, and they say, the Vinicius here in MSC, he has not offered any apology, not publicly, not to the teammates. And I decided to go to this Vinicius, the official X handle. Say can be betona. Not on the apology and as a public oh no, I post or come on. Rich, you go there. The last time Vinicius posting BB was on the 30th of June. No apology from him. Not to the public Real Madrid supporters and not to the teammates. Because Enkwaya and there will be reports suggesting say why yes no. Rich Bon Classico Ndaben Sunday. And then Wednesday, for God's sake, 3 days. Onyanu Mbia, and I think say, oh, me okay. Legal require report to say, since we more air classico new year, Vinicius and the coach of Moncasada, and Omuko train no money share, and it's a normal assassin, then it means that their relationship will be broken forever. And I say about Ebeko, that is what Legaro is reporting. And see, Rich. This power play, not you say it will be between Vinicius and Mbappe. But yes, Tokono Enya is testing direction here. You anticipated that, and it is now between Ono and the coach Xabi Alonso, which we think say the coming days very
maybe mini Vinicius are dreaming there, but maybe also dreams at a point nam the face of Real Madrid. Then Mbappe came. Oh yeah, dear, but so this season, BBA just as a Madrid for me projecting Mbappe ahead of me.
Of course, even from last
game, grand here, me game, I'm using me bob. Classical, we are sitting there where them GDS and can 90 minutes.
Of course,
but as a person, the face of the team, you know, you win film now, say cameras in and come back. So maybe I don't know, Brandon, it's you see, I have already established that, say, last 2 seasons here, he won the FIFA best. And he was the face of the Real Madrid team. And yeah, dear, a dead deep prefer, but we all knew, say, Mbappe, he was going to share a certain shine with Vinicius. Now, yes, now in the 2 seasons, which last season, Mbappe was Real Madrid best player. Undoubtedly, this season too same. And Mbappe, a book game, even though Xabi Alonso by or say me perplex on better come away, but in all the way, Mbappe is playing. But maybe there, me and I him film, me near him film, me 3 games spend about 90 minutes. Now in the biggest game, I just say beginner park so me sound. I am playing one of my best games this season. Now, see me film there. What you are trying to tell me is say, no, me accept to say, boy, me untouchable or Real Madrid team, and that's I can't play 90 minutes. And see, me here, Rich, psychologically, Vinicius thinks that he's losing it. Oh, team from Real Madrid, but you see, Rich, team for a boom game could be for when you overreact. Sure. And that is what we are discussing. Say, and can you fool? Uya Kasagasa put a question about you. Uya in the dressing room as one of the captains. Beg your teammates say the Oya a creative scene and for good image and back and to poor macho. Go to the coach. Catch us on a meeting. Okwa. But the only and one it. Something like that, like I'm more betuno, and every man who say, oh, I've been here now, you know, that's all, but Rich, I think that Vinicius adding a reaction. Eddie, a boom dear a year before, which they were a normal air con. Mammy, we are crabbing a maintenance. Rich, there's a lot happening in Italian football, and that is why I will finish in the next 3 minutes. First of all, Rich, I think say if any African player be a funny form pa na enka or phone a frame say
league ben onko man kama kasa onko Italian league now. Born or born. If I watch the general style of play of the Italian league, Rich, is African football for the bar. The boots, this I said so fast. Pace of the game, and yet very, very fast. And I am painful room. And see the way I Africa, you build it slowly, you did aggressive kakano. I think say it's good. And I'll give you an example of it. This is the fixtures for this week. Now, Enra, 2 of these games were played. Lecce against Napoli and Atlanta or Bergamo ebo AC Milan. Rich, you both game in the year. In game na course between Lecce and Napoli no. Now Lecce for asai penalty. Ama Zambo Imbuisa. I said the only goal for Napoli. And see after Napoli I share Inter Milan no. Next away game, Omasa question 1 away. Rich, you both game in the year. Now your Cameroonian brother, Zambo Imbuisa, as the man of the match. And he played very, very well. But Rich, sir, when we are offering Zambo Imbuisa, because so when you because on your young on ni energy giddy. And it is true. But in the Italian Serie A, Rich Oba, he is very, very comfortable. And they are so good for Napoli and never let's say West Ham and now Tottenham. Which I don't believe so much me about because of the pace of the Premier League. But in the Italian Serie A, you watch him and you watch a very, very good player. Now the second game, our Bergamo, Inter, AC Milan, sorry, I could say early first go by Ricky. Then who else? Ademola Lookman, Etika, Edima Tima, Yafreno, Atlanta. Rich, your ball game was you na the African footballer of the year, Ademola Lookman, as the man of the match. The only thing they say, or shame go. Say, what happened in the transfer window? Now, I'm supposed to free Atlanta. One corner. I'm a supporters. Ne jano. And you know, share and supporters were mentioning his name. Or maybe they but he doesn't know how to warm up to them game. But Rich, to watch one night, 2 Serie A games for 2 African brothers to win the MVP of those 2 separate games, you know, made me feel proud about the Italian game. Now, and then there are some few games, yeah, Boboso. But Rich, Juventus able Udini. I believe, sir, with a change of coach, Juventus and a very, very poor run. And only Amaya Pamo will go to Dono. But against Udini, Rich, they will not lose. And they are now to Ray, Rich, 8 games on Winnie in a trot. 8 on Shebi.
And the new manager bounce the Bayajuma Juve.
The Bayajuma.
Okay.
Because 8 games on Shea, on Winnie. 8 games, so a move for on Shea go cry. And Rich, and your resource on Kwa. Almost always Asia Tibia. Your friend Damien Komoli, one of the general manager for Juve. Rich, and Canaya Wednesday, Jojo Cellini, Echo Arab, and Koban Canaya Wednesday, and Komoko Sia Ekin, the CEO of Juve. No more could you come. But after last your game, no, and almost say, Massa, we can't wait. I was say a Pamo will go to door. Now, Rich, almost say, and yet resource in the last 3 games, we were losing 2-0 against Como, 1-0 against Real Madrid in the Champions League, and we were losing 1-0 against Lazio. And some results winner, and after that, Damien Kamol, will go to the say, Masia Pamo. But Rich, almost say beyond the results, around the bar, you know, team no identity be I say, more confusion tactics. If you find so a post match, now, we go to a young player referee, now referee for any moye. Oh, yeah, referee for so no, they have a calendar, and I'm about Champions League Tuesday, no, I can't come Serie A games in the Tata, so no. After they choma walk and say, Rich, after all, or Sadia, ne Nibre, I could show the players so. going to post-match and citing the players and say, and the last one was Cambiaso no Musimasa. Jai team to na Yanko. And Omopomu will go to Dono. The list by first one was Abrantia and Uriah Feno, Luciano Spalletti. Then this man called Rafael Palladino, the coach for Fiorentina. And the simple reason why Mr. Palladino was on the list and I say, na on the Bobayafo. And our face so the sporting director of Juventus, Marco Ottolini, and in the year Juma or Monza. Satamana offer as a coach, no man opportunity, and to Unko Nimno, some common for Rafael Mbra. But Rich, their third wild card was Roberto Mancini, but I don't pay information at Urban say verbally they've agreed to bring Luciano Spalletti 2 years to team your friend Juventus. Which I think said and then you make game, they will not lose our the Allianz Stadium against Udine. Como Ebebo Hellas Verona again, a double chance for Como. Inter go home after losing to Napoli. No, Omanya Kwenya able home against Fiorentina. Very, very difficult game. But I also think say Inter loses a game. No, then send a and a Carabao Cup games. No, and so yeah, very, very nice combination. What's it? Umpa one is a Chelsea and
Wolves in Shawmo.
Na which na Carabao Cup is on your cup be Ufru Mayday.
Are you revidom the Amiana? Any Grisby,
so kind of us of humiliating no seven. And
no name Capia.
But say, it
is a Grisby, I say, no more ready.
Grisby, wow, the one who can, and that is it.
A 40th team. Manchester
United. The Premier League team, you free. Carabao Cup, my son, and
you Wolves, the when they Chelsea, the moon, Yam, so come in here, I am not sure so. No matter how my wolves are sham. I show you better. Wolves on one yard in Zomo Premier League. But this season, Obia Wolves be in Zomo Yadi. Mary Zomo Yadi, said no question. They will put their concentration on the Carabao Cup. Chelsea doesn't care. Maybe that's say Wolves are Chelsea. And one may pay. Three bet goals. Misewa Monje na move to bet no na yepeske ningu yebutum. First one no ana metro ewe tactical board no so no. Uti already, don't worry, I will mention it. First one no BW 1cc FBE2C BW1cc FBE2C. Second one no BW 1CD 00 C00. Nice one. And the last one BW 1CD 09 DD9. Into BW 1CD 09 DD9 BW 1CD 00C00 BW 1CC FBE2C 3 Betway codes. So one captain waha oko me X handle ha unsa ebetimi aka oko Facebook besibako usubempa -ayala anasa ayala sports so a ma posting kama ewo ho yemu share good luck na yemfa menim kom rich na Black Queens no omanye training imponie ena ke ye training bia na me catch ai guy be say Egypt for
omunya de
am I 2 days omanye training omaso have some 4
yeah fine
edenya say enko edu ba ko abo eni nkomo no free amone ne mra na afie mewi ofie
rich me kai me share me because of Barcelona and no uko international footballer apart from say me Ghana ni no I support the Spanish national team.
Okay.
And I remember after South Africa 2010 as Spain ebeji first World Cup no put together a documentary for the team. Our key players were talking about omu journey and how omu building a team na first year omu and the achievers no now they became achievers, won Euros and won the World Cup finally. na rich so where's our documentary now there are parts obi ti say Ike Casillas Javi
for Quateno, and on besides, or her air classico no, a dear partner buyer, a Mabasona Folusu, not to I am Madrid, and now paying a test or no, Adabako here, as a Basona, I am mistake, Sapasa et Tiho, what is Sanyamanam, Ebia, wants to defend us, no, and Cabama Ronan and Rao, et to make defenders, because or brought against Vinicio Jr., and after killing in Bappel or 10, who was such air strikers now, Massa, Yava player be a more defense hall, now on no few say, and no count be. Ana tese Emma Barcelona elusu to Madrid enya no kwa Rafinha ana fe Dani Omone Robert Lewandowski woman sum antimensia kan amfama Barcelona ni nyina kan be ana Barca elusu to Real Madrid no aye former player Adama Real Madrid Branta de Derry Toni Kroos nkobaka kwa wodi tuja ana na no pe me ka kire adama na eno ada Branta de Derry dusie due wanom aye player Adama Paris Saint-Germain na no awunim say womom anso ani Laurent kokobo 1-1 Sadia way, another massa ficasium, a dinamoye pa, a man for better pa, PG, as someone Madana, and Yasam Cotraquanino Mandata Valas, one on your dolly go, and Cinema PG Bocono, and I came and Casadia to see when young book came in another Bantano, a cocoa plan, Comacaqua, Mensam Aka Asa, and Anna PG Bear Sasha Bantano, no man with the stand of the injury. Other say be taking a month and say, a few weeks now Bantano, and Subedi and Sano Asamba Baka Besia Kai, and Yama PG Bobo Konomusuno Etmeho, and ya Banta the daddy to see a reporter. If you could not catch him at the Eba, not Miko Inter, another Inter Bobo Konia Dumaepa, Womati Fiontina, Apomontana, Amiansa, Woman Antimante, Abata, the Tina de Haka to Hologro, one Anya go Suchak, and to Enyanetia, and Sana Haka to Hanogro, as Sandy Danodako, and to the Banti, another, that's our Brantano, Ebo Bresson after the game. No, I'm not the opinion of the Christian Chivo. One way head coach at the I'm a team and the team at the Inter and the Kobe Sansa will play and in the form. I'm back here per Hakanta Noglu. Sisana Mafofisa, Adanum, I come at the Mabantano. I'm not so in fact, Yamian, Yamian, the Epa, Bantana Bona, or Bonesansa last season. Na and Yamani P, Sempi, and not Saton and A, who call a Terence Ria. I have 5 goals na Equano, Yaka players, Wamatun Tanaye, oh, Terence Ria, Hakanta Hanoglo, no, and I tell you, Eli, the Anani head coach, at us in fact, Abba, Omunsu Egu, and no Mutasum, Ayatapa, Essence, Nanwada, Adiasa Planted, Ebra Jumayepa, Anna Adiasa, who were the one Yaman some as equal last season, and now man for so a contemplate so a Kamesa attack Hakanoglo, no, one Paso Besia Candiama Inter, but as he said, there's a Obo game now and Trane Abadia, I had officer Ayakama, now we are a Branta Bakwa in fact, another, none of modern but I was 3 pa, I Yan Bisak, Essence another, Yasi or Dinepo, I center, I pay honmo, with himself, no, or a lateral, I defender, or Bontantanua, but another one Manola County, and I test it to the hall, or made the whole Pampe or Perduma Bruta. Now, I don't hear beside the court to say, another experiment to Bana, Kisses if we are Sano, and also Yan Bisak, or Yan experiment player, at Asabia, Uber Boke Muso with the Aquadano, or Babe try experiment, or say, and now, when we say game no, when we bought Highline T, when you play your bet to my Juman come up, and we're trying to recover our perpetual, and another, there's a brand to him, send a ball on him, and to another brand to the Kasai, and it has a center pair honor, and as a center defender honor, or don't some other brand to a boy, amateurs and Nehemiah Kama, at the moment, and then after the game, no, you be say, young Bisak is I no boy no when we send my yokan no so center back in the in fact once or a lateral player or a defender there and very so also the to go post him car obey a juman the boy inter essence one no a player and their team your penny as team ya do besia kan and their commander coach kase one boss center back on ma only problem bia ho and not do ya juman ye pa and there was see abone and experience any qualities ye kwa no how line e move down sana one nya player ono ti so ono na odina wenetwa e ba say ta adwun ye pente no ada position no boy and one header ahu problem bia on te ano ya Yambi Sak nkoma kakra wade tu dwana meko Flamingo e peso na makodi nkoma kakra winim se Copa Libertadores no wo mko final na no ada Flamingo boboko no me pato omanya piemo e final na Felipe Lewis Isiano ne first final ateso oko amane manyina ayekama ne first tournament winim se na no da oba World Cup be ye aduma Flamingo bia wo FIFA Club World Cup no ewu sampa ayade se Felipe Lewis ne ball na o man koda ne ball no e wo so ne position no watete na hwemo ateso timi se Copa Libertadores ne niama ayekama de man no ay reporter Ethiopia na kate edi eba e wo tumade so na matese yase Barcelona AD striker bi awon komanda anya Barcelona ankwa na epesa striker no reporter menseka ayese Madrid ana fe Manchester City ani Arsenal boboko ni nyina eteso obunya sa striker na omepeye pa wo si aka de ma Levante boboko no ne dini ade Eta Young masa 30 million release clause na eda Brante no so and so ye team na pese ntu kwota Brante na ana okotwa sa aye release clause na fe wetimi anya Brante nti anya reporter Eta Young efi akoda na kate ade eba ewo dwumadi so na mame Lamine Yamal update kakra kwabna de tie ne nkoba mensa ka yase yabo e classico ni wie ya wo moti ya ne se Lamine Yamal wadu Italy na tama akoya de wo Italy a yase o wunua so kodjojo no ho eche ya ansa no osam awetene na ano na nkoma bi na meti yase na no da abanta ne woni demu ha ana yase abanta no ete se wobi ebunu punani kwabna ani alam hwa o mon konko ha tete tama na ne hunyina epe no ade Lamine Yamal so obi epe so break in na kwabna yase say force alarm na me say MCC say classico no fa na ni su sa ne nsem okoka ya mad de for etwena boss ni ade ne yase ade enye problem bia yase force alarm na chese abante de enya de say na ye problem bia chese ade ne be ha abante de dim ade Lamine Yamal ti ene ye reporter e ba yase obi break in atese anonsom akoma eno koye nsem bia ohonti ene ye report kakwa so etodwa na kwabna yase since then ankasa akoda psychologically yase wo header and sound no iye kwa yase ho sa na yase na dwun ye ni he e ma do the phone no makobo ho mo teacher Brante na brabo enti anu ye Lamine Yamal report efi akoda no akate edi abana basafu na against yase mbetimi aboni Lamine Yamal we pra yase isiano ne groin side ho no eba sabio ni nantem eba na yase ho sa no yase chairman problem ho na kwabna no ada yakote yase Pedro Gonzalez nso akwa amata se akwa ha adwene ye pa na yakobisa satamben ana Pedro beba yeso obeya 1 month 3 weeks wadnya ne ye pa aye 1 month 2 weeks ana Brante na beba ba ka watimi baba besia kan e de ma baso na nam so dabi ana ma men konko ya matisa likely say Brante na be me se wabra onu so play ata se ba se entimi nyuso do wabra me ko yase against Celtic enya de so besia kan against Club Vigo Mobi Celta Vigo against Athletic Club Bilbao and against Chelsea against Sevilla Mepato Alaves Wada against Atletico Madrid against Real Betis against Frankfurt and after Osasuna reporter mensaka as some matches we no and now there's a Pedro Gonzalez besia kan at the team and the team at the Barca and team and the reporter if the Barca kate eba e wo dwumadie so na enwata AS Roma bobo konete parama kacho ebo mentra me no mutimu bako na wonim se eno adwuma ni nyina ya kama de mom na eno na abanta ni dina de Paulo Dybala wonya ne 300 goals contribution and some club and country and atesa abanta ni nya who shem pa their 587 matches and about 201 goals and assists ni 99 and kwabna who can in the Aboma? I have 300 goals contribution and a Tessa Brante club and country no or swim at Timia. But at the headquarters, the team at this Jean Piero Gasperane, Papa 9 matches when you're 6 wings out to Missania Menina, a come at the more pain. I'm out for the donor, EGD passer. I have 7 wins required rather. And 7 wins now I see Openum as Enya in the last 9 matches. So I want to I'm out for baby refuser Yaka Italian Cotisa. wɔn nso ɛwɔ ɛyɛ yɛka sɛ Syria no ma wɔn yɛ deɛ yɛ pa de wɔn wɔ gyidie yɛ pa sɛ papa adwuma na ɔyɛ ɛde ma ɛyɛ soma no ɛyɛ kama yɛ pa wokɔ league log na wɔda yɛ pa because position ɔda nso ayɛ kama ɛde ma ɔpɛn no atɛtɛ amanfoɔ dodoɔ no afi so ɛne ɛmɛ sɛ ɛsɛ ne team no ayɛ yɛ ɛsan sɛ wɔwɔ 21 points wɔne Napoli ɛna tɛ sɛ wɔn wɔ 21 points just goal difference ɛna Napoli ɛde lead na tɛ sɛ league table no SSC Napoli LD lead a wɔn nso ɛtɔ so mmienu ɛntɛre yɛn nkɔmɛ kakra nso a Jean Piero Gasperani efie panyin na kate ɛde ɛba na maame nkɔ Bayern kwabena Bayern ayɛ record kwabena in all time in the top 5 major leagues no will be ahead anya bi nipa no ayɛ bi no ɛno ada nkɔfo na ba betu ɔmo esan sɛ in record na ɛyɛ AC Milan boboko no ana yɛsɛ season asia kwabena ɔmo abɔ matches dodo atɛsɛ ɔmo ntɛsi defeat antim ɛno ada team and team ade Bayern anso akɔnya saa ɛyɛ record no esan sɛ 14 matches in a row ana Bayern boboko no ɛne yɛ record ɔmo ayɛ yɛsɛ team ano wadi kan ayɛ bi dada ɛne yɛ 13 matches in a row ɛne yɛ 1992-1993 season kwabena atɛyɛ paa yɛsɛ AC Milan ana yɛ saa record no ana Madrid edi kan yɛ ɔmo deɛ 1961-1962 season ana 1968-1969 season ɛno atɛyɛ paa ana ɔmo nso ayɛ 13 matches ana afɛ Tottenham Hotspur anso ɛba bɛyɛ ɔmo deɛ Tottenham Hotspur deɛ no ɛyɛ 1960 ana 1961 ana Borussia Dortmund ɔmo de 11 matches ana ɛyɛ 11 matches in a row ɛne yɛ 2015-2016 ɛyɛ season ya ɛnti Vincent Kompany wopɛ coach ɔyɛ adwuma azɛ ne din ɛnhyɛ dan gyentene ha but adwuma no in a cool way wɔyɛ adwuma no kama paa de mpatɔ ɛne yɛ Bayern Munich bobɔkɔ ne ti ɛyɛ anata social ma wɔatwa mu puse ɛno atɔ mu yɛ adwuma no kama na ɛgya yɛhyɛ deɛ wohyia Liverpool ni a but ɛyɛ ano aka Krista na ɔno ade asɔso Palace kwabda yɛhyɛ deɛ ayɛ den ɛde ama Liverpool bobo kwere sase ɛyɛ 3 times ana Crystal Palace for ati nkofo ɛde ɔmasɛm ɛde ama ɔmoma tɔma community shield ɔma kɔmo to play ana fe in a proper matches no Premier League no so kwabena ɛne ɔma di ɔmo ho agwa na no da no da iye France ɔma tɔmo akɔmo to pia ba konti no isi de aka de na aka kwabena kam ti se be pa na aka se bia nka mbesia ɛwɔ bia Champions League na aka tɛsɛ no so ɔmo di ɔmo back because isi no ade papa ni nyina ɔwɔ England hɔ no kwabena ɔma so ɔma wie nti no ɛde mbiem na aka nti ɛno ada ntra miɛnsa ana tɛsɛ ɔmo de ɛma ɔmo na nka nyame kwa ɛnka ɔmo akoma kwa na nka ɔmo nte baako ɛno ada ɔmo nte baako kwa ade sɛ Ismaila sa ɛno a wɔyɛ adwuma no kama ɛde ɔmo yɛra me piro ɛnso nyane de ntra miɛnsa no ɛno no na Liverpool fo wɔ akoda baako wɔyɛ academy player kwabena yɛso di record kyɛ na ɔbɛsam na record die ɔba no so wɔdi nyinaa yɛ pɛ wo akoda na no da ana ɔmo yɛ so on the 29th of January ana ɔmo yɛ so ɔmo po PSV game tino bra bɛbɔ kaka na agya afei na ɔmo pɛ sɛ ɔmo di usem kwabena anim sɛ ɔba ya na obɛdi record ana ɔkɔɛ na no ayɛ nso yɛ ma akoda no kwan so ɔnsam na mɛbɔ the second game o wotie ne yɛ the second game kwabena no so baya 16 that be 18-year-old Amara Nero kwabena eno so baya no obedi record nti akoda no de am say record de obaya ni nti fi Chelsea pair because he's had the record de the champion obia de any record no eno da Manchester City and so adwuma no kama enkodai Swansea fo na compare mu prove stubborn no makwa 12 minutes pepepe and Jeremy Doku ede baako ka Omar Mamusa bebobi ansana Ryan Cheke anso be se ne de nti antena miensa na omo so ede boy abanta de Votamendi adwuma no ye de ama Newcastle anya ni nua ya wabasna ko se Liverpool ya Alexander Isaki kwabena so ma boka so ma ye de o Liverpool fo nya ne so mfa so beta Votamendi de adwuma no wo ye de ama Newcastle boboko no ada omo ti Tottenham Hotspur Kudus Mohamed mu bom ntena eye mienu matese omo so no atimu omo ntuma dabra kakwa ana ya de Arsenal anso bontra mienu ma Brighton womo so ntuma Bukayo Saka ana Ethan Nwaneri womo na bontra mienu no na Chelsea nso ye adwuma no ntena na Chelsea boy in fact Chelsea ball 4 goals am of 110 anso no etimo miansa nyame anim ne Andre Santos nyane de Tarek George ese go ana abanta de de William Estevao ese ne de na Liam de Lab de yanka ne record de kwabena within 4 minutes 7 minutes was say na kweda ye film another Jimmy Gittins anso nyane de na malo adase malo na ebo brace no ana omso aniama akoye eso edi emoma no kakwa so efi wolves akate edi eba na munche ye pa we are Chelsea fan at here. So Chelsea team no see 9 matches. Kwabna 9 matches in 6 red cards. And a Chelsea had him. Na match at Chelsea and your record no. Oberhe mu bakom and a Chelsea yi wamunu na edi a record. Your ball against Manchester United. Sanchez ekodi a record. And we free go post no more. And yaba ball a Lincoln City. Kwabna I don't say no crowd there. There say no your body na 11 players will be a new record. Taloba ye dey bite in the boy Premier League no akokodi a record Pedro so against Benfica one sum akokodi a record and ye show Pedro no and Enzo Maesca pemu nankasa against Liverpool coach nankasa edidi there Malo goes to against Nottingham Forest and ye Premier League no so okokodi ni there and after against Ajax there ye the 11 players na ebowie and against Sunderland and also ye the 11 players na ebowie na Liam Delap and no other woman na no there yes we pra o do do ni adadenti ya mama gi ukwa mo na de and ye the time ye changes na ja anyone yes so Tarek George wa go and the kwabna bla na bra betu anim kakra fa ye ise kabna ja ya he mate de anim kwabna akoda ni ba ya na wonu so aba be di record na eno de ekobisa enjo Maesca say open na u players yi e dia pa na woni land lab e ka no say bo me friend o kwabna was so wodi first yellow card na I'm offense a cat bra. Now the away de nyambutre. Kwabna wase one ne kasa be 3 or 4 times. Afre no e kata say calm me down. Afre no abanyambutre. Kwabna nti say kan kura pass player. Wo coach wu say we di card nti no wo ye gidigidi 4 times mu a. No nyame ani ma no akwa record nti enum e de ba na against Tottenham Hotspur. Anya de say Liam Delap be sia kan. E de ma tell say na Anjo Maesca say embarrassing. So no nkasa kura di binti no he we be see there kwa kotu was it hard doing pa because say we ba under 7 minutes now we ba be the yellow card is there in fact me no akodi record na ade hard doing pa eno ye dia no so eto ja bet kwa na say ni nyina mu Chelsea ye record o you see we ba Premier League ni ma na o he all time 4 different scorers at the age of 21 and I say younger almo so enya 4 goals eno aye dia Chelsea aye ditia aye Wolves no on some other Chelsea players now we mu say goals ni nyina onye obi aniwa we bro 21 years dia over 21 aye banter the Andre Santos and afe aye Jimmy Gittins Tarek George aye 19 and aye Tavao and so aye 18 yaso ko Premier League ni ma club and the players so at so mu say 4 goals aye different players we mu so efie no am 21 years no Chelsea na aye sa record no and pato sisi ade bibia young kan bia de mu sia na ja mo dia ma Chelsea aye boboko no and koma kakran na Carabao Cup sisi quarter final no parents they say na SIA Arsenal ni Crystal Palace babo ana Chelsea ni Cardiff we dia hoye ana Manchester City woman ni Brentford ana Ebom na fe Newcastle ana Fulham bobo koda dia tianity we matches aka ta say ya hwani abona Carabao no ene man som atima ya kama na another Vinicius Junior at the statement at the Babonten ebia wanya bia anha Vinicius Junior ni statement ni ne anti ya say anope yedi eba ewo dwumadie so na wutie o radio so na enye YouTube ana wa na seja within 10 times so dia na makato say Vinicius Junior in fact ni statement kwabena say the city abantan say or apologize wo pa ma the distance fast ni nyina ataw send the reaction time classico ye change no atesa say ni bufu ya ja okoko kanseman central for yedi na dane trap ya ja yedi twi yesesui in fact o po bibia to na wo kam obi ata say wa abra yewu so part wadi kan up and teammate na nyina atew e training grounds dada eni nti e na ode ba bonten se we de wosre we ya madedista na wode mfonso no e de atenanya de se bi besi biem anya de so be sa de biem na ono de onim ye pa ye se tembia opeso obobo a owe ne opeso obobo a niam akoyenti tama tese e chenyi ni sa no na ema no areho ana tese ema ne eye senti nyese bia opeso ye bibia made de bobo ko ne embo mo ane ye Daviniso Junior ade ba eya bonte na no pe no ye de kakra enso ade edamwo na owi ababa pe na akoma sakro krata na and front page tama na tese oda hoyi atese obi report say apology na meko training grounds akoye say ampa apology na yes Vinicius Junior ade akono players ni supporters ano po mato na say head coach no so wakwa na to kwabna reporter men say kam say yes no that time wapa players na to ewie no wo mu hu no 1-on-1 wani Zabi Alonso atese omunkwa edi omunko mo na already ya kato say Zabi Alonso say sasem we no enya bonten so kobo atase oni de ba beto bontima we bia kan bibia ekukoma sem private one ana tase omo so have anti reporter men say kam say another one players no ebia no oni head coach so coach 1-on-1 so no okopa opinion so atel anti ani reporter Vinicius Junior fini na katem adi eba we dwumade so na Liverpool asema make say coach ne kwabna ajisha de atone kaso easy ajama ya kasa so no other upon game no and e be sense open last 6 matches adan eniama nkwe walu su ni nyina problem no sign in the last 7 matches no ubo Crystal Palace anu say no ade say omo se wa ansa Galatasaray anu say header hu bibia sa tese we matches a ubo nyina no eniama nkwe na nanu de ya na tese ukwoti entry for Naija udu omo ho agro kaka de nim se anka do de anka wawia no wa bounce back better 6 matches akari nyina de kwabna aniama nkoye emfa ma papa ne ebisa se aye selase no na wunya ne ya na papa se na ya kwa de kwabna asema aye kai wo se efi titi nyina yefa ye omubu anase ka ba ye omubu kwabna players ya de boy different anye players na ya de bo Premier League day matches no eno an ya de bo eto da bi ya nsisa enso eba sa squad mo the same thing ana Manchester City here Naija City here okose edija say omo no aye proper team Chelsea so ye the same thing oye no de Estava okwa ya mfato say na no da ye chenye Estava we so ye de Estava esa say enti onu the same thing ano ye just say ne de na niema anko ya mfa ma na tesa manfo etwe na bo so na obi a wonim this committee in there when him says happy bepe ana chese yenso ye boade no anum ayen koba kakwan so pay no and the two edwa e wo dwumade so de yebisa so okay we de anka gitum say selase ne no wanya ne right ana so bibia ye right bibia ye okay they all can ana chese wo kan wasamane ade ana yebisa say yes pressure pa ana we so no say wan e kato say Liverpool no lose one na onya pressure kwabena was Liverpool no team ne da ho no eno ye team of its own wo ba pressure na da ho da we knew pressure ewo ho do say wulu su matisa eya wo bibia e kan enso ediche but I don't say bia Liverpool pressure no Liverpool there club a winning mentality and e come to buy pressure na ana chese we better ade dey si no ana eso mo hwe kwan pom betime dia fa so na chese lusu no atese e ba nyina no omo so etimi etuase na ye report ampato openya ne tin ade ansot ediba e wo dwumade so na no pa ye de ho nsem kakra ade down wo no say say we become am catch so onyaka so Alexander Isaac there now was say boy ya boy player bi o kwa enye ni na ye peace enye ne no ana ye preseason afi no aba aja ye so ne nan ebetima gigi team ni ade ana we kwempo ne semi players no bebre pra what is the first team squad no kwa na say aka 14 and 15 a o mo ye starters o mo nyina prepra enti pra ana tese eno so atete ne sa adum de openya ne tin ade anslot ade eba ewo dwumade so na no pay kete kaka ade ama na se kwa na eno adabe he Crystal Palace fans no ene ani die mo amadwa ni wo YouTube ne dia mo be wudi amete mo me he Crystal Palace fans ne nie o munya ya mo so hat-trick ade so the third time atese o mo so ate Liverpool akọ to play no anti die tenanie anti afa na wadwa ni ampato afa na me call La Liga players are yet to Kaye pa. Kwabna Badia the Famame, Bomay in the Famame, boy didn't Famame. Na Minyas house away. And T. Afren Wajani added to wear. Aha, Anna Tessa Unso Utino.
Nhyira FM 104.5. And we are done.
And team we at year pa beta uko La Liga anima kwabna player ye tua ne kaye pa no per week no de niam nyina sisi ani a Kylian Mbappe wo de omusi kasem kakro mo de gine nkyɛnkyɛn nyina e de ka player onya sika per week bia no aye Kylian Mbappe lo 10 yase wono ne sika anso aye 600 and aye na 600,000 in fact 6k ana banten e de 6k ana tese abanten enso e de dabi when you 6k ana banted 962 edit today ana uche David Alaba ni dia ne 432k 692 ana chese egu etire ene ye peri ni sika wono nso edin no player otoso miansa Vinicius Junior ni dia ne 400,000k ana kakra egu etire 577 ansum edit de ma brante no Robert Lewandowski edi 400 AK ana test on so edi per week on so no 577 now 577 in there utimi so mo did tax we akwa be say dey cat we call player to do na will be a 577 Jude Bellingham edi 400,000k 400,000 ana banted edi per a week bia anu yesika abanted anso edi no Frankie de Jong etoso anso oya Barcelona player kwabrani dia na 365k ana branted ete per a week bia muntie Lamine Yamal toso nwotwe Tenie Lamine Yamal atoso nwotwe and this so far the first 10 Lamine Yamal our La Liga players per week bi omunya sika ya na se omusika sam ye e La Liga nim no Lamine Yamal toso eye nwotwe enti kwabna eto za akoda no enya de obaji na uchu mu time Lamine Yamal ni je no ababa because obenye pa waka players omuji sika no ye pa aya 320,000 euros a week ana brante na ete 577 kakra ade te de ma brante no Rodrigo Goes anso awo enwotwe ha wani Lamine Yamal nyina age pe ana Hafinya nso de Lamine Yamal age sika pe Nico Williams and Lamine Yamal age sika pe and kwabna one the reason when tia na Barcelona for contemplate so mbaba beto Nico Williams na ba because e kame so ne Lamine Yamal sika sem nyina ye pe Barca we are not sika sem ho aye den enso ade amamo Trent Alexander-Arnold wokọ na say ano wani Lamine Yamal age sika pe 320,000 euros a week ana branchen enso age Macandrid tested kwabna wono so ade say wani Lamine Yamal nyina age per week bia Federico Valverde wono so ene Lamine Yamal age per players o musika sem awo from awo ye omo makanim no Toskunde kwabna tu uko Barcelona kame say player ni sika sem so Robert Lewandowski Diotosu mienu Frankie de Jong Diotosu miensa Lamine Yamal and he one only the third highest paid player Barcelona bobo kontino woni Lamine Yamal kasa na wahweni ye and to mo among atwani ye YouTube ni dia say mu benya de wa ade ni nyina enso esitie ye nsicha wodo nyina so ntino the highest paid player La Liga ni na no pe no me de enso de da kwabna sa no ano no na say changes home ano no ho 600k na okay and to battle the 10 no woko yakato say player ben ano gisika ye wala Liga ni ma ya na wabo say Kylian Mbappe 600,000 euros a week ana tesa brand energy kakra enso guachiri edman tiro no eso na mi jana fe enko farmer so 7 nyina no media ti say bibi wa achiri so na eja o mama hu na eja
Lamine Yamal de na e mai kakra
de hia
also otos say
from Barcelona they are the third highest paid player Barcelona
it was the highest paid Barcelona
Robert once we know I think say there so omusika omunyinya ne nchen nyina ekeka yeah and ma edu sa
I see okay all right you better to adwumadi no so na eno ayese masa akodi red card bi
nyese almost say yedi
mukodi me dem smell something fishy o
say
mintini me biase say investigate mo
at the opposite cast of players in the Shiana.
oh omo hit na chese
And then what can we say? And I'm for new bonnet.
And normal say one club ye bobo game be a coach to me GB to you and ready around their money here in say one Casamu coach say William Dilapi of Frel
of for
and not catch you as a chairman. Where the yellow candy calm down
20 down for
I was tell me many cast major comedy.
Oh dear.
Chairman say investigate more.
Okay.
Metro ma FA no. Say omunti investigation team bi.
Na omo Chelsea players.
Yenhwehwe niamam kakra. Me nka say mu ye bibi but.
Okay.
Me smell something fishy. Niam bi wa me nche dan tiase.
Nyanwa seja.
Red card ne doors no.
Ye be kan mo be kwa akofa me halo mod de kai di abanti no. Eja ye ni we kan. Abane say we.
Okay.
Abane say we.
Liverpool they say din kan catch mo. From day one me catch Liverpool for say. They have a good team but omo defense omo nyini ye.
You see, I
never consider do.
Omo ya walk alone, you never walk alone. And say there. Alone na no be walk.
And slow times omo sama man go back to banking. And to coach nyina djuma. Akwa omo man nko. Omo copy coach for because the way I used to share Liverpool there and Crystal Palace pa be share Liverpool home 3-0 there. Say baby at the end do no at the end thing. Ti akosi I said, you better come. Bet me akunti. Me who say o agenda no pursue ma me pursue ma there. Na ya tro dia koma FA say omunti investigation team na yenhwehwe red card FC for no. Yenhwehwe mu books mu. Ko niam bi ho no ma me there. Ensete wo emfa ema me. All right. Oyomre na say no do about pound simano aduanan ba ko 1041 in Shaban's 4.5 FM and my main for good news we in fan start so na fi yento ade kakra bi na besma ko su ben pa ya la e me chance emfa emain me patron stomach bag and I no pay asem de any say stomach bag se men kanchiro bia o tie show na no pay so ye Ghana ni na o pebesia loan se loan no obi o ha ne besia na wa kwa kwagini na no e bia wo de kwa kwura wadwumam na wo de aye adwuma obi nso ho no ma o pese de kotoka obi wo pese de to agapade bi efie bi ana wo hu pese kokoto bi solar solution e bi pese ye solar e wo fie ba sika sab no won share ni sika wo de kwakoye ope e home loan ana afi e handy credit cards ni na stomach bags men kan cho se say there atadwe ayina no yate de adenti na make say e good news unim say e na wo koje besia awo aye banker in fact rate aya adesika no so na wo soro papa but stomach band de ne de e wo form o mate so de aba form in such a way say oje besia na ansi hu na esi hu no in fact awo form pa ho so betimi atua ayesika no o say bank besia no de anama ni tua ya ne say rate no wo soro enti wo bewie no say o sika boten na wo de ye ane nsi hu na eba be ka ho na bewie na sika no a shoot cost na mani tua no ayi bibia stomach bag de ne esan say omomo charges no form enti sika no dia our form pa obetimi enso atua timpacha upelona no wadwendwene ho unya ba bia fa ndia say reality no and say obekọ ayi standing back na onso ono makọ trans na afi yama abesia na watimi ede atrewa hyem enti ahonsam no enam de amawo no du wreme was standing back amonso wamo esenta bia na so watimi eno monso no ayi bibia kama na bibia akonkan enso edi amawo ene anopa miguso a make I was say World Vision Foundation loan and so fraudulent so me pacho azafo on say in the Islamic bank for yi omom ye credible ntino mia na me catch say ko no moma abesia na onso fatere wase we mu de ne de fake ahomadu sika no ombedi abra onsa enka ayebesia bia entia no omoni ada ho au social media no so mu yisu World Vision Ghana and Vision Found Ghana din and almost say omo edema loan according to World Vision Ghana almost so minimum o babia omo mfa to me bia omo say omo loan awo Ghana ha enti obiara saa be ka kyerɛ so obeba luna me pacho no ma police fo nso no ensa aka no open kyeremu bi echewi a eno an so obefrɛ 0509 823962 na wafrɛ na afei aw sɛ ye kyewo ma yetimi akyewo mo na ɔmo nso entimi ankobu nipa dodo na ɛwɔ hɔ a anɔpɛyi miɛmpa pomdene so ho ɛsiane sɛ yadeɛ deɛ ɛyɛ paa ɛduro baako a menkamfo de ama wo ɛna anɔpɛ sɛ kotobi na wo a wotie dwumadie bɛboa wo paa ɛyɛ reko heba mesha koko ɛna ɛwɔ wo so ɔbaa na bɛrima awo ɛmma mepaakyɛ wo taa complain sɛ wo sisi ɛyɛ wo ya ana honam nyinaa ɛyɛ wo ya kotobi na ɛnom saa nso na wo pressure yi so ho wo blood pressure yi wo low ana ɛyɛ high ano nso no obetimi atɔ ɛyɛ reko heba mesha akrase doctor adura ɔde abɛdwa so yi na nso watimi anom yadeɛ bi ambobɔ so ɛwɔ handi na ne betu ase enso ɛde about sac pharmacy pure leaf ɛyɛ heba buakwa saa nso na promise heba okwa ebi ɔbo asefo monko ɛyɛ time fm ɛna afei otech fm so no ɛyɛ ade a reko heba mesha yi ɛduro no bi ɛwɔ breman ɛyɛ Pentecost. Thank you Jesus building him ho and now sabitimi aka ɛyɛ Kodwo Reko Royal Enterprise na one software ko ending komo awo 0244 47 0244 470067 0244 470067 na mono mo eni ɛyɛ enkomo pese usisi udem enche na yebidi bronya so ho ɛyɛ Alaska Star Enterprise and I may come for the amount of CC officer, Alaska Star Enterprise, and I may come for the amount from Crane to Crane wallpaper, I'll be designing honina, yeah, dear no, in Fadis one, or the Yahwa, the Biada Big officer now, or the Biano, said the auton sa, and a tear and popo and yahweh, sound so and your blankets, and also yet to change so, and no crowd the Yafina. Ukuyakus they be a fresh na a demo open material curtain so and so you will be our apart from no your echo panel Samsung a best spread the best say a best so design beyond the size be answered to me I could be your modern TV stands and TV backlight our best silent they would be see parent change and light and also you will be all the creative water flowers in fact me casa me boss yɛnwie na ni asɔre so ho ɛno nti Alaska Star Enterprise deɛ mesi wuram ɛwɔ Kumase adum ɔde also pɛ Mrs. Anoche Plugs ana boss FM hɔ na ubiso bia sɛ ɔnkyerɛw Alaska Star Enterprise ɔbɛkyerɛw ɛnkranfo momo ɛnkɔ circle tiptoe lane na mo no mo ɛnkɔdi dwa frɛ 0256 330075 na mo ne Alaska Star Enterprise any eye enkomo se computer ya dia unim dia be how pa mechanical crachero o ye graduate na unim computer mu a me na me catch se adwuma epe ho be ye den papa enti Union Practical Institute to say o there was our problem na any adesua wasua ne kama but computer nko de as I won't take a box no o de bra ye be chiro computer no obu a onimu kakraba onse na nimu bebre obetimi aba obi nso ho a onim computer no hwe mu nyina na yebegemo na yedwa fantitie mu unwie no na eba no computer dia wabere pa ye courses bebre ene AI artificial intelligence yebekyerew computer hardware and mobile phone technician and also yekere ewo ho software engineering yekere design technology with drone piloting and so yewo CCTV installation and management data analytics so and then office no bibia data ni na no uniat ebekyerew ama onso watimi abene mu pa na sukuru ya in such a way say said your time ni sitie bia ya ye akwanya no dia ma wa nso obetimi akwa de open regular obetimi akọ open weekend and nso obetimi akọ open anwumna nso a obetimi akọ na open no aye distant class and nso obetimi akwani na no aye available me pacho ye wo Kumase sesan so ya bus stop o de family chapel asori dan na no uduru a abrosan bu so bia obechew aye uniat na anu omuni nkomo 0555 38 3848 na mo ne eye union tempanifo eni enkomo nyame adoma program na maka wansam saa no o sei krom ache ayo chene ya 31st eda dwumadie no eba so awo Kumasi Ratri Park aya ana dwumadie no eba so ya tuni din o sei krom ache na ete for the ten say make us say Jebad are you ready Samson akoku smoke enso are you ready ana anyntufo pii ka ho a wo de oba stage ana wo kɔ Ratri Park a ujina surprise na so obegina platform no so na watonyom ama wo so no ani atimi age ticket no eko for 70 cedis standard me part of VIP 200 cedis VVIP near 400 cedis na so de ato o sacrum ache jumadi no ticket no won so atimi ato me part open table bookings ana enquiries of the ticket no ni nyina no obetimi afriend number 0542 461922 ofra ose open ticket na say oneno edi ho nkomo na ono nso etimi a reserve bi edi ama kama pa ho ensam no na mede ama maka cho say oye car dealer ana oye car owner o Ghana ha o car no say aye old so aye old in the sense that unse ye ha na wian bo enti aye na maka ne kala no na ahye so na ma o car no de inside na efe interior na bibia e kama but Syria no and na chese abo are adada so ho enunti na me kamfo oye amwa automobile ade ama so de akoho amwa no kwa ono no wasase yantam workers bebre omombe body works no ade ama wo or spare for am so professional ones yes that train wo awa abruchire na yaye ovin kese I de kan be wura oni akọ spray kan kama ade ama wo ebia na wo kan no interior no so no problem abemu a be line kama ama kan no enso etimi asan agina ne na so ebia wo ye car dealer okra cars free abruchire ede ba kan no ay accident car odi free eye tamano odi emfa nko ba bia fako eye amoa ho ewo apem so haya Kumasi eye apem so amoa any team no mbe na o sese o kan no kama ama o kan so no etimi aye krabehwe no an so de obefre just call offer na ka tense Richard Simi fro number ne 0244 465764 0244 465764 na bibia enye kama enfama top send there makacho say eya abrochefo na ayisunti abrochefo amute show yi me pato bronya nsikani nyina efri na adikoni na monsa ne mna so na je nso nya kakra emfa enye lie de edikan no obeda no di top send app no awo eye ofon so na asem dan say e say top send say obobo mabaso abogafo masani sika dubra ese omonso ebo mabaso na almost say the first 100 customers ya bobo mabaso no we 100% sika bia wo sani ye bia no ye be san asene ne back at the amount umpe we na opedien top send give back a reward no me pacho boga ni bia no fa ho jim send o de keep send sika ne bra Ghana sa na wutire na nipa 100 no odi timi wura mu dia sika bia o send ye no aye 100% na ebe san asene ne back na bibia aye kama adiama no pen omni afufuro pika ho na omo aso yasena inshallah 4.5 yede dwumadie no ade ebremo me hyase na mene Bismarck owusu bempa ayala ashen komo twetwe na setimi ade amamo aya good morning na bibia boko de
o nyankopa adom bibia e fine
edanyame ase
na me pew intro no the way I would describe it Chelsea
Red Card FC. See, Chelsea no crowd they metwam. Red Card FC. Mentia say. Coach J. Na players J. Ayala me smell something fishy.
Za.
Eh, mentia say.
Team ni job better na.
Sana hear me. Because you on say, the amount there near a sound weird ni say. According to Oman Kasa coach Mayeska, was it the lab D first yellow card no?
Okay,
I know friends the chairman.
Calm down.
Yeah, what today? Ye de. There be a Richard Dimitri if you did say. Chelsea the idea will give you a better red card. To me, and then one yeah, be a clean sheet. Akwe say me. Menya kasa major red card. We get the major red card. Not the lapa kwaje red card. Chelsea for a day. Red card FC a day. Na munsu wolves enra. Aduma me ye wo ground see. No man kofi abehye mu to.
Rich. Na enra ye Carabao Cup. Enti ye be start analysis no. Eddie Efio. Me principle near. And yet one of those cups I rate.
Okay.
You rate it. A competition here for me just an outlet for English clubs, you know, to win something. If you say many fee America about cup, no. Me a lot of coaches are omo competition with a lot of seriousness. Enti menka omo ne Carabao Cup making a serious case. Season him no. But once it's a competition that we play, they are and once some career as a sports analyst, we will go into it. So let's start from Enra. Arsenal against Brighton. Meaning past that games were being played almost at the same time. Inti enyo bia na nya akunya share all the games. Mimi say I was flipping. And they said the first day with TV room show you 15 minutes kaka. No ko show you kaka say na be ya you have an appreciation of their games no say you bia airborne. No Rich. I saw the Arsenal lineup. And I'm catching him say look, Arsenal team way this season competition be omubo bia no the omantimi anje no Rich na your omo an omantimi anje because they've built a squad that is able to rotate among themselves and still be competitive. Look at the Arsenal team that played yesterday. Brighton found it very, very difficult to play against them. Now, Rich, we are still in October. In the month of October, Rich, Arsenal bought 6 games. Oma winning Oma check 12 goals. Oma conceded back.
Arsenal defense they are solid.
And Enra, according to Opta, they are the first English team to do that in 1 month. If we say English football, why? Not the great Manchester United under Fergie. Not the great Man City under Pep Guardiola. Not the great Chelsea under Jose Mourinho. And in 1 month, about 6 games across competitions. Now, obesity Rich. Now, on consider 1 goal, not a single one. And these are the games, Rich. Oshe Olympiacos 2-0. And Oshe West Ham 2-0. And Oshe Fulham away 1-0. And Oshe Atletico Madrid 4-0. And Oshe Crystal Palace 1 and then we shot Brighton 2. Now, who graphic we know, Rich, and yet numbers in the Kumu, but the 0-0-0-0-0-0 now, and all for Arsenal. They've been a very, very solid team. Not just scoring goals, but Rich, to win tournaments, you need a solid defense. And when I had the bedrock, say over to me, Ako and him, our competition be more. And Arsenal right now looks like some invincible team here. And Kenny, so the ball to Martinum. Now, Rich, look at the teams. And look at where the games are being played. Yeah. And yet teams will bring a bit Cottage against Fulham. Now on concede. It's
a London derby.
Yes. How many teams na Baba left come Madrid?
Now so Muncho.
With William Alvarez, money, soul of money, Antoine Griezmann, and not concede. This current Crystal Palace team, actually Liverpool no move. You play against them, you not concede, and you play against Brighton. Say Arsenal to Emirates in the Champions League. Now one concede against Olympiacos, I don't have a problem. Emirates, no one consider against West Ham, I don't have a problem. But they've gone and played games here. if you know the nature of the team boy, you know, and why it was played, Rich, you would have suspected that Arsenal will concede. But Bob Akumpo and to Omatinemu in October, and that is very, very good for Arsenal. Now, Rich, talking about the squad in depth. When we say Enra, Rich, this was Arsenal's bench. David Raya, Gabriel Magalhaes, Julian Timber, Ricardo Calafiori, Declan Rice, Martin Zubimendi, Bukayo Saka, Leandro Trossard, Vitor Gyökeres.
On to bench.
And now that's a bench in here. The team no first 11 no. At the bench, and this is even without players of my prepare. They said Captain Martin Odegaard Muniade. All these players were on the bench for Arsenal. That is how deep our squad no this season, and why they are able to compete very, very well. Rich, I could call the Shebe Kumako. Now, the air to Liverpool no, Areho and SSI. Rich, in the last 3 months, Crystal Palace actually Liverpool at Twaso Miensa across different competitions. Odikachi, August 10th, Community Shield, and Ochano, penalties. Owieno Bechi, the 27th of September, in the Premier League, and Oshen 2-1, and was Who's back.
Satam Nana, Liverpool competing.
Yes.
And the Crystal Palace is saying.
Yes.
Wow.
And then see what happened on the 29th of October in the EFL, and we're trying to train there at Anfield. And the 3 solid wins in a row across 3 different competitions. So say Liverpool in the Anna slot, you know, almost show Oliver Glass now more to them. The open or do you go say ah. Tell me your Pebiano I hate you. Tell me your Pebiano I hate you. Now, Rich, the result is known, but it is not a Crystal Palace problem. Which you extend it further. Now, what you have to say, Liverpool are in crisis when you see BBC say, which the last 7 games are Liverpool abono, which almost 6. This Liverpool team, I almost 30 seasons, you know, winning every game. Now in their last 7, almost maku 6 of them. 3-0 against Crystal Palace, 3-2 against Brentford. The only game they've won was 5-1 against Eintracht Frankfurt. Manchester could show me 2-1, Chelsea show me 2-1, Galatasaray show me 1-0, then Crystal Palace again. Rich, Liverpool, Obi can come here and did that. Said this Liverpool team, the way almost started season way, will go 7 games and they'll win only 1.
After Eintracht Frankfurt win 5, no,
you take it back.
You're back. Until almost have a ball Brentford on lose game.
Yes.
And I was like,
there's
something wrong.
Okay, probably I do so. Then they go again.
Now Crystal Palace has such a
3-0. The results is embarrassed and it was at the Anfield. Now we go back to Liverpool lineup now they start here. Rich, then Obia Otie Shapo Sports Biano. It takes us back to the transfer season. Messi Mekaipa, when we posted the analysis after a year live show on the weekend, but Liverpool fans now. Almost so many years doing that. Say I can say team no, the squad nimunye do enough, and that they need to plug some holes. You can't spend this amount of money, and your team doesn't look deep. Giddy. Now, Rich, this was Liverpool's team and Woodman, Gomez, Endo Atara, Kirkic, McAllister, Chiesa, Robertson, Nioni, Ramsey, Morrison, Ngomoa. Na enyamina miko. Yebo game ni wiye no. Then Anna Slot is back with their transfer discussion and a discussion. Rich, Liverpool spent 446 million. Breaking the record and all and Chelsea Nikuta in the summer transfer. 446 million. That is after adding Isaac. Rich, Nasi mu coach Ebo EFL Cup we are. Nana Asam say, and I'm sure you've seen the quote. Or say, answer no static ball. Or share Manchester City line up reba no. And who say City actually the players now on ball last weekend in the Premier League. Omu nyina Bobby. Neso so no omu ball last weekend in nyina Bobby no. And now Usha City line up now. At the say omu first level na.
O je 3-1.
O say ni o Chelsea money at the crowd here. Ne say asamu crowd Diego. So what Anaslot is saying, and an extension of Nassima Okan, or say, it is clear in the last few weeks, we have always had to play 2 days after we played the last game after a difficult game in Europe. If you look at the week coming up, that is going to be a big week for us. Everyone in the club, we need as many players available as we can. We can see today with the lineup I had to make. That shows you. We already have a few injuries. With a big week coming up for me, it felt the best choice. Also, the squad no one more. Also, injuries kakara. And also big games ever. And see, here for one day. No kwani ya many a free thing in a Liverpool tradition and say, "Omo the academy boys be playing able." Until the only choice than to select South Squad now, your boss to say, "Omo no cover game no." Until if he has lost, he has lost. And no kwani ya many rich. Say, "Oh, you fair to Anna Slaughter." Oh, share the lineup no. Now the Toto Oliver Glass na Diana, he took the game serious. Yeah. Because Obia wouldn't say, "Oh yeah, available a big boy for Crystal Palace." Yeah, played yesterday. Including Sano say 2 goals. No.
Sano so the Liverpool end.
No.
Liverpool be over.
Mateta played. Guehi played.
The days I think Watford or so.
No,
I was sure most
Still
no sure.
Yes. And she Rich Liverpool coach, you know, now agree with us. Say the squad no do enough. Then the question you ask and say, if you were the biggest spender around Europe, let's say because of squad didn't deep enough, then why did you spend the money? I think you know so I'm telling you anymore. Don't get no do.
Yes, you.
To Isaac unko Isaac wo.
Because I never told Isaac. There's no need Obasako for Ekitiki.
Get it.
It is when Ekitiki there. My Isaac in train baby.
Defensive oh, he could have been.
Because Gapo say this is no form power.
Oh, Gapo has always been
form power.
And Louis has scored a quadri. I'm not why not you say this is never anything. I will play it well.
There's no need to play me.
See, on one okay. This time around, I have got
to say about
you will come good. Rich. Enra, at a point in the game, now Crystal Palace fans of Marco Anfield, you are getting sacked in the morning. And see, me Liverpool, no me. Say, is he getting sacked today? But we say,
I'm going to pee.
Go and cry. And no two. No coach. Say baby a Liverpool could no sack. Could you say, hey, it is too early. Aye, it is too early.
The chairman go and cry.
Aye.
Me boss back.
No club. Or a club person.
Yeah.
And see, and I saw today on Saturday feeling giddy. Yeah. And see, that is the story of Tima. You find it Liverpool. Rich. So I'm the phone what they go share first go. I'm to me no me the three eyes of what's anka one. We be back ko abedi miensa. But Mekai when City lose on last Premier League game against Aston Villa. Me this graphic way by the catch say City is turning too much into a one-man team. Erling Haaland. And statistics ni there they say Rich so one should go na obiara ntimi should go ni bi and that must change quickly if the Manchester City be say omo contenders are. And Enra, I was happy there were other people who have taken the man to say also must have some should goals in the at the Manchester City. And after conceding first goal no Jeremy Doku taker Omar Marmoush back from injury ebe share and Ryan Cherky and so ebe share again Rich say utie Pep Guardiola Pep say still now okoshia teams are they still play low block deep block against them and so when your players are omuti how to unlock those tiny spaces na sia and I am on a brain. Rich, that is the reason why Pep had to top players be said Ryan Cherky, but they were injured. And Enra, when he was back, Obiang said these are the reasons why Obiang friend Pep Guardiola spent money on a bright friend Ryan Cherky, super player. Me Obiang under pressure or your arrogance, Rich Akwawi, or you're very arrogant under pressure. What the boy man as on Mubia as a training as on book Obia Kebia. The person of the boy and one of person of the boy even when you are coming at him and all that, he's a special player. Onyam exploding was City, but any other games are born. HSS or a fit in Quadia, he will help the way and conform more against City no and unlock. And City didn't have a problem almost to pay away team a friend Swansea and Pep say oh you're very impressed. Especially some more attack against 10 players Omu good bonachi and the way they were able to find the spaces against Omu. Now to the Chelsea game. Look, Maka actually some Chelsea fans on me now before say. Rich. So we Chelsea team this see I say a team the squad near okay. Emudo kama. But squad numu I want a lot of young players that will need time and consistency to be the powerhouse player in Chelsea. No. And see, Chelsea situation no more this year. Reach a simple competition with say. That is the reason why Chelsea without a blink and we need a conference league now. The competition and confirm time for the serious. Now Ebimo have to delve deep into their squad to play. And the Chelsea have the upper hand. Because Rich, crab more potential. Body be pombo. And it's a Carabao Cup Basana. Maraska may get. Now Enra, look at Chelsea's lineup. Say, 14 ready pa Rich. Why not on a good day or be fit for Chelsea or best starting? None of these players. Yeah. So be fit pa. None of these players are the best starting. Because Omar bet you make a case for them will be Malo Gusto. But be fit and James will start. Apart from that, William. And see, Chelsea are able to change almost in the team and give these young players the opportunity to play in the Carabao Cup. And the any French tournament piano, Rich, Chelsea are one of the favorites. Because big boys. So big boys in there. Then above backups and them crowd team. Rich, Chelsea have probably the best in Europe. And this squad was good enough. My only problem is they consider 3 against Wolves, which is something they must work against. Now Omuntimi and dealing with that issue. No? Enzo Maresca say it is becoming embarrassing. Say team no enye twin discipline no mudi katsa. Na say na o kana. O say Dilap. And say obobo on man of and see, even when you give him instructions or pack so go there, until what is around him. Now, and yes, and Karenka no DN on TSA because time will be yellow or catching.
Nhyira FM.
Rich is not good. Apart from the lab record no DN. Matisse, one of Chelsea media guys saw more BBC, you know, so Eka said this weekend against Tottenham, I think Kukuera also, and she is suspended for accumulated cards. Now, over Chelsea team needs to see more honor, and they will need the lap our back in that game because João Pedro will say article. I think we'll be 8 games on share. And you could have offered alternative because Tariq George money are them there. They are for other competitions. Also, by I know about the red.
It's becoming one too many.
Too much. And also, Otimia addressing Samatani, but Chelsea won, and that is what is important. To reach quarterfinals in the Carabao Cup, Naseti, Arsenal against Crystal Palace, Cardiff, about Chelsea, Man City, about Brentford, and Newcastle, and so about Fulham, in the next stage of the Carabao Cup, and so now you are. Okay, before baby, you know, Frank OY on YouTube will say, Ansort is just giving flimsy excuses. For his poor managerial decisions to oversee big spending, yet made this post-match comment shows he wouldn't last long. Like to a larger extent, to a larger extent, I agree with him. Okay, especially when you were backed. Team now, who the Agile League you already know, who the Agile League. And they still backed you
to 2 players at the same time.
Buy players so that we can have a sustainable team that will be consistent. I bet me I keep it team enough for the future. Which PJ Ekans asked him with the Biameka. PJ say, "So yeah, Juma. Not the other our bosses the mawa. Let us almost pop on because see the animal area. You can't go back and say." You get it.
Who much is giving, much is expected.
And that is what the message in the Bible person.
Also, Basidua, air conning you. Also, my chocolate type. Yeah, be our hammer. Also, so home result. It
becomes a problem. It is a Yamousika to beat any team in Europe on a transfer market. Now, the country say, "Oh, squad in more." Then where did you spend the money?
Okay.
And see, I agree with Eddie Pacono. Wait, Minimum Vinicius is here show them right here. Because just as we step out of the studio, I don't know apology nearby. Now, as someone Vinicius I can say, today, I want to apologize to all the Madridistas for my reaction when I was substituted in the Clasico. Just as I have already done in person during today's training. I also want to apologize again to my teammates, the club, and the presidents. Now, Rich, I'm going to say a feature in the Abofono. But this apology by from all the international platforms, what they were discussing, they say there is something missing from the apology, and that is the name of the coach. Even when I was listening to Sky breaking the news, they mentioned it. So oh, Vinicius in the apology about read it and said, but Omujidi said there is a big omission. Baby Ayirefrimu, which is the name of the coach. Into it, I was worried too. Say, oh, Vinicius, I chop the old bar, Friwakumem, and let it be whole. Maning, and payo. Rich, say no beyond this. He has done a lot too. And it is being reported by AS Dario. The front page of Omu newspaper and I say plan the pace, the peace plan. And so already this Spanish caption now on my front page now. The omo so much change and say Rich. A brand here for the Vinicius Junior has met the coach Xabi Alonso. Wa panachaw. And o catch Xabi Alonso say o say no on fan channel na enyo no. The way na game ni see quite tension and the game and the way he wanted to win the game for Real Madrid no. And then ma and he among some now and that it will not happen again. And he offer and channel and he beyond the public apology, which Nhyira recognized there was an omission of the coach, Rich. At least Dario AS is giving us information, say, oh, that omission has been sorted. And that Vinicius Eschia, Xabi Alonso, were panacho personally, and Wakata say NCBM. And see, that issue is off. But Rich, and I'm a boss, and I'll repeat it. What should Xabi Alonso do again for the Real Madrid players to appreciate him? Rich, any football, when we are discussing football, what is the benchmark to say, oh, Obi is on the right track and Oyade, and the results of the game? Now, since Xabi Alonso by, Rich, he is the first coach to win the first El Clasico since Zidane in 2016. Since Zidane, 2016. Any Madrid coach you want to o first Clasico, o ye dem Barcelona be show. But Xabi Alonso has broken that. Anya no nko but I am very, very significant. Rich, in the Spanish La Liga, Alonso about 13 games. Washemu 12. As a 30 goals. And he's on top of the league with 27 points. And then Rich, you go to the Champions League. And there's a open team, sir. Senkenene Kiambo Gusegis Nevia. Ome qualify automatically. Rich, Real Madrid is right place fit. And the fit is because of goal defense. But the open Omabo 3 games, Oma winning Rich, Real Madrid account 3 games, 9 goals, goal difference of +7. And see, Mashabe first Clasico made the top of La Liga. Made the top, and as I make a that top in the Champions League. 100% record in the Champions League. Rich, and Kasem made him. So why were Athletic pick a source from Spain and say Xabi Alonso's Real Madrid revolution has caused an early rift with big stars? To the extent say players in the resources are telling generally say no I can be yesterday now they will just Pep Guardiola and no buying a chin train. Young gym side time way player be a one to be Kebiano and they can who say me team no on home player be a one way and a 1 way and I'm a permitting say my dear me pretty say Ancelotti one way in there papa you con what time you and could do come on we do buy one so a disciplinarian we are it's a big place look and maybe you come and say Rich, do you know so already Athletic article now they are saying, say, some of the big players are saying they've won trophies without this strict regime now. Xabi Alonso, they matter. But Rich, if you've won trophies in the past, why was Carlo Ancelotti sacked then? It means that they're now more, probably a elastic limits, and you need a certain change. And as soon as Real Madrid players say, Rich, they are to flip the bill around Barcelona team. Sir, efficiency, work rate. Exactly what Xabi Alonso is trying to introduce our Real Madrid. No. Huh? Sankomoda at say Ancelotti era anymore. They will never beat this Barcelona team. And they will never win anything. Abroad, and we're not changing. And see, I'm finding it difficult to understand. And Rich say, I no crack. Says I Real Madrid players no a bimu behavior. Rich, I don't want you to pay the only two things. It is either they succumb to Alonso or Alonso will leave. Because you're discussing Bebre about player power. Rich said, dressing room one. So, kakra na eya kwa fasem kese de abrewo. Until it's either you identify your bad notes, then quickly get them out. Not what me and your dressing room open. No money or ya so may adwuma and I said beside Rich. I don't understand where my players no because the results is on the side of the coach. And as soon as say there is a new regime no I bet me abwa omo. I don't know if I have 1 minute and I say 2 minutes.
Okay, Mama, 1 minute never wrap
1 minute.
1 minute.
It seems as they say there every day, and I cry every 6 months. If I'm around football, no, I want GB to change something, and I like it. And tell no matter say this season, so we are goalkeeper now cheba. 1 to terminate the 8 seconds or some major connect your team, and it is working perfectly. Now, Rich, I think from the last World Cup, any who said FIFA and I just say time the bubble, obviously a boss at time. And many of us were surprised and then you bet no game away. You see, injury time here, 9 minutes, 12 minutes. First, me and who's that? And if I found a church, as I say, that is what they've told the referees to do. Say, game, no, time will be a West Biano. They should make sure it is being played on the pitch. Now, Rich, you saw what the people for about. And it is because of the observations of my. Now, let's use the English Premier League as an example. Rich, according to the Athletic, I almost see data from Opta. Ubejedi say, Rich, Saoka Premier League teams in bomb this season. They've wasted close to 70 minutes on throw-ins. They didn't move for power at Brentford.
I can't do true. True ne ba. I feel no or town view.
Rich, there's a Brentford on the average. I spend 25 seconds as I want to throw.
Okofata we know about paper ball no. Na wa connection be two boy. Or two hours what obi na boko na neba. And then on social media we be sure say imagine as na team was akwana.
Let's open your corner, open your try your corner.
The bias na beche go.
But Rich, up to now so say who compare season by season. Rich, on the average, there's 11.21 delay in games only because of throw-ins.
Okay.
And if I want to say no me yama say keep a chibwa. Ultimate delay and sana wa best man aso wa toro. Into 8 seconds. 1, 2, and that's influence ma near to connect here with him no. Rich, they've also started deliberations. Say, the time limit be baba. Say unya throw.
It's good.
Now we this our time limit throw on to throw now. Probably a better throw no etia with him no. And that is what if up Edwin and one Rich said you ask you couldn't no. Yes is done no one.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
If up HS omo ye adwuma.
Yemre fie na yemedi fie nkomo no. Sadiq ana mina okay nyono we Prince mum our YouTube I say I agree with Richardo because for the very first time yesterday I thought my team Chelsea is better when it comes to red cards. We observation a Chelsea fan na nkasaye because it doesn't make sense. Say one team na game bia to the sense that coach create me catch us a chairman what the yellow card yeah but treat it your break so now not the same player could do record there maybe they miss say
I can't be Jose
him
Jose never tell a story if you knew oh internet so kind of story it's about the telly who bad game was can have no smasa minimum she in one good record. Ora parking is 25 minutes.
That's
what you read.
Yemifie na enra ya promise mo say your Kemlas Black Queens coach no yɛwɔ ne fila bi a pese yɛdi ho nkɔmmɔ kakra ɛwɔ ɛyɛ dwumadie no ɛso menkyia Sani 80 show no ɛwɔ US ɛna Hustler JKD ɛnso UK mu nyinaa no ɛhwɛ ɛyɛ show no na kelas nsɛm a ne yɛkan nyinaa no ɛyɛ sɛ ɔpani yɛn na anim sɛ woba Ghana ha yɛn national teams no ɛyɛ aban dia enti Black Queens nso ayɛ national team deɛ ɛyɛ aban dia ti aban dapadeɛ deɛ sɛbi ɛnyɛ nhwɛsoɔ mum ɛna tua ka na emum ɛyɛ deɛ ɛdapadeɛ ne yɛn ne dia no ɔno mum ne tua ɛyɛ ka na ɛgya hwɛsoni no nso ahwɛsɛ ɔbɛhwɛ so na bibia ɛtumi akɔ yie but in this case or in the case of Black Queens deɛ nhwɛsoɔ no which is AGF no ɔmo mum ɛna etua ɛyɛ coach no nso ka which is Kim Last na deɛ ma asɛm no koraa no ɛsan bibia ɔne sɛ Kim Last ne sɛ wode ne compare ne PS Nigeria for no ne Morocco no ne ɔma ɛba no the elite football ɛba no ma football no as ɔno ne deɛ no wɔ fam kakra ɛna ne deɛ no nso because of FNI ne 20 na anam eduru baby a sikatua no ɛnkɔ hyehyew ama ɔpani no adwuma deɛ n'ani gye ho in fact sɛ utie Kim Last ɔkasa utumi sɛ Ghana adwuma no n'ani gye ho paa sɛ hwɛ ni ya ɔbɛtena akyɛ no ayɛ adwuma no nso de ama but da bia meka sika de obiara no a wɔmpɛdie so ɛna ɔbaa ne performance ɔde ma Black Stars no ama countries ni bia hyɛ show interest so ɔpani baabi a nti kura hɔnyɛ nti nkabra yɛde ɛbɛtua wo ka yie no ayɛ adwuma no nso de ama ɛ saa nneɛma wɔ ya na Ghana yɛyɛ at a point yɛ Lucy Nora Haptel ɛde ama ɔmayɛ from Zambia ɛma Nora nso kɔɔ a king last bɛgye dwumadi a sɛ saa na ɛkeka de kɔ a anwea na ɛbɛduruma bi ama Kim Last nso no yɛtumi alusi no ɛne yɛpɛ sɛ awuram na yɛdi ɛyɛ saa nkɔmmɔ no na afila bɛn koraa na ɛwɔ hɔ na yɛrɛ sɛ ɔpani no ɔno ara na aka sɛ Ghana adwuma no ɔpɛdeɛ nanso sɛ dɛm ka obi apɛ sika because yɛwɔ sikatuo bi obi bɔ wɔ ɛden to say sɛ wei deɛ memɛgye na memmɛyɛ ɛyɛ adwuma no countries bɛn koraa na ɔma ahyɛ ase ɔmu hwehwɛ interest ɛwɔ ɛyɛ ɔpanim sɛ ɔmu nya na ɔno nso bɛtumi aba bɛ coach ɛde ama ɔmo ne nyinaa ho nsɛm ha yɛbɛdi saa nkɔmmɔ no ɛwɔ dwumadie so ti join live ɛwɔ YouTube Nhyira TV na yɛnyinaa no yɛnni ɛyɛ nkɔmmɔ minim sɛ wei ɛnkan topic no deɛ bayala tie wan kasa obra pani and Felix of Fusuko akye deɛ sɛ ɔpo asɛm pa me kai the last time Fusuko akye ba ha ai oba ya no ayala wei and I'm so ayala mai no so oh and then there's a come to ayala because that's you know
Minister in charge of government communications yes
also no deɛ or bibi kakre ha no
and related to the story
part yes na idi ɛyɛ nkɔmmɔ no ɛnso ɛyɛ yɛntie Felix of Fusuko akye ɛwɔ bonuses ayitua ɛdema players no ɔsɛ asɛ yɛyɛ atwa manager do na bi edu mema na ne atwa ne huge edu ma no a fie bi ne de ama no kra no yɛnsan kra entua ne yi ɔsɛ ɛbɛyɛ anka yɛnyɛ den yɛntie Felix of Fusuko akye.
Well, that would be quite unfortunate. I think that we need to treat all our athletes equally, irrespective of gender. I mean, I even hold a view. It may be controversial, but I think that we should be paying equal wages to both men and women athletes. I don't see why men should be paid higher than women. That in itself is a difficulty. Delays are not desirable, of course, and I think that we should take steps going forward to ensure that it does not recur. Sometimes these hitches occur.
Okay. Enti where yewra aye Felix of Fusuko akye and now this appeal aba say look adwuma no bi eye said the man ne adwuma ne saa ne man so kopa agre so a we bonente enti say Black Stars for no ombo game we ni etimom $10,000 a adenti na man de yentimi so entwituom the same way na nkom so bo game ya the same 10,000 bi yentu from sanya be ya ade no obi nkonya eye menase pobi na nkwensa ase we mu de treatom different eduru ye de so de anase yiniska sa na ebe kekakanta amiti una
Rich senior the minister in charge of government communications Ekano onim onya aware senior a lot of Ghanaians enya aware of the situation of the Black Queens.
So Yankas were naive.
No, onye naive.
Okay.
Onye aware.
And on top of issues.
I think the best word is onye aware.
Okay, that's fine.
Because only say Ghana for bebre enya aware. Say Black Queens coach. Senior Abantua Black Stars technical team no. Omuntua Black Queens coach for Neka. Ghana for bebre enya aware. I am telling you.
And it's true, yeah.
Even journalists.
Sure.
They are not aware. I reach it to Jason come aware, and even subject from come aware. And can they pressure on money to ministries to pay and money bonuses? Because they would have had that same campaign, but they are not aware. Now, my more a little background be. Nora, now your recommendation from the former technical director, Bernard Lepet. And I say, there is this woman, minimum, and she's very good with embar football. Europe. Say, mo pese, mo sa embar football any Ghana. Meti mini na kasana medinaba. Yeni ni enya some agreements bi oba be ye adwuma na ma ye kama. So Rich, when Nora came no, na ye tuanaka $5,000. And na order one of the penthouses at Alisa Hotel. Then because that time no not Black Queens, omu bonuses you changing from 3,000 to 2,598 way no. It means yes so win game bia. Who said the standard practice they say the players need you know, coaches need you double.
Yeah, times two.
Enti ni ebo game bia we are Nora. Say Black Queens a win game a near man $3,000 as ni win.
No players need $1,500.
Yes. Enti bonus of 3,000 order Alisa Hotel
Penthouse.
yes. And it's $5,000 a month.
But hala, also my problem power. Nora na abayin yes can tiana kano. Oko Alisa or the penthouse.
So that is any penny baby obenya.
Me I know you problem because also feeling comfortable no yeah
kitchen. Was a normal hotel rooms no.
Unya
like you know ko. No unya
penthouse on the boy heading. It's hala imagine say saa sika na aban so onya bi ntua coach nika but ne koda penthouse tua says no so man kase ani e obi no oda ho a says can think me fan tua nika
na Rich
asemo re enko enim
saa no me ya mabobosu yi apart from the bonus na omubo game na no mutua no enye aban na etua Alisa na no oda no
efe ni na say tua ho
and the 5,000 na otua no nye aban na etua efe ni tua. Nora, the salary, which was the 5,000, Alisa na no dano. FNN the bono. Because Abani see, only scout the to Black Queens, a coachika. Rich, Yawana, Tunisia. About almost Mama Nora, $40,000 a month. Obi waje 5,000. Almost man 40,000 a month. Morocco by baby or coach CCA, which is Equatorial Guinea, or mobile. Now you see, Nora Ewo, this ambition say, and yes, Kankwa or Sape and Batima or Jinsa Obetimedia TV baby. And so after the time, I Nora every Black Queens Akono. Rich South African continent in this one. The three best Emma football countries were Nigeria, the Equatorial Guinea team now Kwakojeno, and Morocco. So no one now is all cook baby kekayes kentia. No open baby as sikani good and almost our new or my football no one almost tima everything didn't achieve and a Nora Koi. Effing Barbine say what they are doing for Nora no and enough and competition at Eba Nora no say anya bibia amfa ho efe so government ni say they can't do anything about it omunti bintia
onima de kuntia ministry ne according to their memate and they say almost say na national team no our sponsors amunyenye skabini adenti na yemma Black Stars kan sa metuatua we mu na mo fa sa ska ne bi ntuatua
na kam ma beba no
okay
In
you see
Nhyira FM.
yen de yen sem twadwuma so anopay we try calling the ministry say in sharp passports we have a concern say the Jamefe Commission I establish say all the various national teams belongs to the states Omani area and Omino and they want the responsibility over the national teams ampa even before Jamefe Commission Abani has been taking care of the national teams as its responsibility even though there are lapses and in principle Abani be a baby agitum national teams in the now Eba Merman side you agree to pay Black Stars budget for friendlies, budget for qualifiers, budget for tournaments. You agree to pay the salaries of the workers of the Black Stars, which is the technical team. What Jatum say a member national team no, it is your responsibility. Adenti and the bam money dia. Unim say your responsibility and so on. Rich, as someone no pay the Sports and Recreation Ministry catch and say
In Nhyira FM.
move from a platform na more educating kofo. Say na FF4 no FIFA sika na omo je no. Any FIFA forward money na ebe omo ho no. Omo so omo fa sa aka we mo omo we. Omo ntua bi. Enya we. Anya hwe kra no. Emema ne de ndie ye ministry no. Ye boss aka no because emema ne ye nkaka no mo qualify ko tournament a. Omo so diskaba. Emema game no kra no se ye bo Black Stars game a. Get fee kra no timi diska kaka so ba. Ame de tie ka no so. Na ma ne de omo fa hwe mra yen. Nansi akwa ye ne Egypt boy. Free gate. Eti a man de ndi akwaya kankwa. Yesu ye hwe ho a. Yesi kasa munye. Enu nti ena ye ntimi mfa ma no eka no emeka ye ka no. Rich on record yemma etiefo ni ministry for ntia say what they told us we've said it. We've not kept the information. We've not kept omo explanation. And that is what the ethics of journalism ekachire and say. So you are presenting almost side of the story. But Rich, it doesn't erase the fact say adia omo no. It is not the right thing. It is not right.
Me baby ehwehwe masuni. Ajapade no wo aban ne ya
Of course.
Elfi ne hweso dia mam.
Of course.
Semitie na mu ajapade ne mafu bi so onhweso mame. Na ajapade ne disika bi ba. Se me ho na se saa sika na free saa eni eba me ho.
Of course.
Na se me obi bi a me dia ma hweso ni so wo so gibi. Saa excuse na ministry ne dey ma so na se national team last time ni disika kakraba sponsors ni ade. Ti mu fa saa sika ni bi emfa hwe ma no.
No. Anya sa romko. Omo say die nti omo bɔ mema ne ho ka no. And say mema ne de oye ne nkaka no mo qualify ko tournament.
Sikaba.
Say AFCON World Cup. Omo timi de as huge as $9 million.
Etimi ba.
And mema no
say can be dia.
And unti no say at least there's bibi ba me de tie ka so. Bibi ba. Apart from the omunya kra or tournament timi e ba no. Say e bobo for instance, Nancy Ghana against Mali, Ghana against Comoros. Park Ayama say them. See a Jubia 20 series Ghana. Yes. And see a man dear. Omu break a crama 8 minutes here castle. But a man dear, Sika Omade Bano. And yes, significant. Sebi omo first ke bia am.
So again, if you don't first kan no mo fanya mana.
Ntina me
nya ma born bi eye.
Ntina me ka say ye dwuma asensɛmtwɛfoɔ is to represent the information they give us. See ebe ni e me kan ya. Na obi tie ya the person have every right to say oh na mo ka say na situation ni tie na mo nko ministry no na omo ma mo nchechemu eno ti ne sa nchechemu na ba no eno ti me ka say ne tofa bom ni say utie se ni asem ni sitie any the explanation na ministry ne dey man na rich it is still not right what the ministry is doing to the black queens. And say obo feresofosu kwati mpo voice empodi kan onu mpo de watra even just the responsibility of taking care of the black queens to say yem for black queens cross kano emeto mema ne de me say he doesn't even know the foundation is not even there to build this argument, you know. And now you can say, oh, Felix, and this is not politics, but Wabaya, Oye Minister for Government Communications, you know, and black is technical team for Numpoka.
Nankambesi ya resume.
Nankampon ya kakase afi ya duru we yebema memano anase mano equal bonus sa entia. But Obianim say the black stars it no sana black queens it here it is only a gender difference. Say you can status you can senior national team you can men you can female. And the black stars and the black queens difference be anymore. Bakuya mema na bakuya ma in terms of status. Say black queens call Afcon a man also call mu Afcon. Say black stars call World Cup a man also to be qualified call mu World Cup. The last time Obimpodi and Munyampo Kakra Ghana football at the senior level, our the AFCON was in May last year and the bronze nearby. Rich, look, it doesn't make any sense. And Entasumu be being Wabeka, it will make it seems right. Unless football, they've developed a certain attitude towards Ghana Football Association ni bibia enti whether you obi treaty bibi bad against them kana ani pa kono nya ho no hwe ono so ni argument say amuso mboka ne bi the national team doesn't belong to them. Sika e FIFA hold back to member associations. Rich FIFA otudi no this cabinet wo. FIFA doesn't just give you money say spend it. Otudi FIFA sikebi odi bro bia otudi oh yeah no some external auditors FA discredit
credit you
water coopers ne KPMG no mu di wachi mama Ghana sika say offensive also the Kosi Technical Center ewo northern region and upper west or the budget ne be no say na be cost me this kana man enti make sure say sika na say no abeje no there are even times FIFA will give you the contractors. Say the bear who go to Zuko contractor. And say a you be ministry was say, oh, Sika FIFA de bread every phono. And the Timu be Enfantia Kema. Then why are they not making the same argument for the blasters? And they catch almost some first as can be Entia Otuado K. And they don't pay some money, coaches train a lion. But if yes, but if as a matter of principle, Rich, so Ujitum say, Untimin can't say every phone say, I didn't tell you care one or who very to Adoka. Nemo was a blast in there. What fato who say, Obano, Ubashanwa? You need to do the same thing. And look, Medema knows, you know, for a layman's argument, you know, that is why I lay it. Rich. Young country ministry ni say et say de wa wo mam yinu ba ko yo ba ko be ma now excuse and say be man de obehwe no if so one de be ma da kwa ma bia no odniti hwehwe mu obetima kwa konya adwuma papa bia ye na sa wo unyini a wa behwe wo na oba ne de e de a obi ba be ware na ko ye lazy enti umfa ni nko school unhye no because unya ni da so bia say ono no de unyini a obetimi aba show back. That isn't a good argument from the ministry. And Ghana for you na ya mama tiase say if modema no betum ya momfuma no ntumu bi na de ye ma mema national team no
yenye mama emma no so na sena team no
ayala ya kando e fidie so several times say you GMPC no mani ade nti aba ntimi nko enka ntwe GMPC ye Black Queens here we mumfa kakra muntutu aka bia wo can they do that
and Rich, apart from winning bonuses,
oh come on
any other they only cost even Blaster technical team.
Oh, Cassiano.
That is the case I'm making. Say Blaster technical team. No. Otto, John Pencil, Schaefer, Lion, Omoni Adingina. You pay all of them, including Gregory Momi video analyst. Money ade. There's an arrangement and there's a structure. I do to some phone. Look, this Black Queen situation and your Blasters problem and not kind, but we are just doing a comparison. Be say Rich and no me catch you say the assistant coaches of the Blasters are receiving $10,000 as a monthly salary. The national team coach of the Black Queens, who is a senior head coach, is not even taking what the assistant coaches of the Blasters is taking. And now me know can say Rich Senka omunti mimpo de kem last. Our the head coach of the Black Queens nimpo to the level on the assistant coaches of the Blasters natumpa. And I think sir he will be happy.
Sure.
He will be happy. Somebody know they are down there. And Ghana for where they in there sampa. You know, ministry and say what they are doing and yet no kwanswa. And a smelly discrimination. A smelly irresponsibility. A smelly say send you more sensitive to a man, and yes, I'm more sensitive to a man, and a good thing. And now you better know why you to lose Kim, send you losing no, and Sana. Then you know the one just campaign. I catch the ministry. They say they should do the right thing. And
the way say to the Yabra penny fellows of Fuzukwati, equality before the law. Munyo pe. Nebi bianya kama. All right. Your first I'm so commanding an engineering training school. At here for the ATA, my catch us. I open so we into mining construction. Shiadia so kushian wadi because corner. Only certificate bia a chese on so akusua ho ade a bed nso bewura ho man nso de se de nanim ne se ska ho pa se nyame ya odom na wie na onya man company ni omo ye adwuma bibia be kama e de amount eno nti me kamfo Ansok Mining Engineering Training School e de amount wedding and fabrications we ye bi ho ti weda fo mbetimi akọ na mo so akusua ho ade e ba dump truck forklift wheel loader grader bulldozer excavator said this operated na 3 months ya betrew ama honhun yiye kama ne ama certificate a chesa won abeje hon tete na 200 cities now their registration school american wants me our obuase zongo Hisense building na chiope adna aye ISOC awon patch free 0539 732 766 any number abitimi afre na no mo edin komo ye twa okitu abi ni abeba yabe to aso dia mamisha 104.5 year basis ya
dachi enkwe obiara ene wiase nyina adanya
aban dia ti aban da pade dia sabi enya hweso mum ena tuaka na emum de ajapade ne dia no ono mum ne tua eyeka na eja hwesuni no nso hweso obehweso na bibia etimi akoye but in this case or in the case of Black Queens there hweso na which is AGF no omumum na etua eye coach no enso ka which is Ekem last na the man sam no kra no esan bibia on say Kem last say wo de ne compare ni PSA Nigeria for no ne Morocco no ne oma eba no the elite football eba no ma football no as ono ne de no wo fam kakra na ne de no so because of FN in 20 na eduru mebia sikatua no enko hyehyew ama opani no adwuma de na ni je ho in fact se utie Kem last o kasa utubi se Ghana adwuma no na ni je ho pa se hwani ya obetena ache no ya adwuma no enso de ama but da bia meka sika de obi anu a wo mpebie so ɛna ɔbaa ne performance ɔde ma Black Stars no ama countries ni bi ahyɛ say show interest so opani baby anti kura hɔnyɛ nti nka bra yɛ de ebetua wo ka yie no ayɛ adwuma no enso ɛde ama ɛ saa nneɛma wɔ ya na Ghana yɛ ya at a point yɛ Lucy ɛyɛ Nora ɛyɛ Haptel ɛde ama ɔmɛyɛ from Zambia ɛma Nora enso kɔɔ ya king ɛyɛ last bɛgye dwumadi a sɛ saa na ɛkeka de kɔ a ahwɛ na ebeduru mebi ama ɛkem last enso no yɛtimi alusi no ɛne yɛpɛ sɛ awuram na yɛdi ɛyɛ saa nkɔmɔ no na Philip Ben kra na wɔ hɔ na yɛrɛ sɛ ɔpani no ɔno ara na akasa Ghana adwuma no ɔpɛdeɛ nanso sɛdɛm kan obi apɛ sika because yɛwɔ sikatuo bi obi bɔ wɔ ɛden to say sɛ wei deɛ memɛgye na memmɛyɛ ɛyɛ adwuma no countries Ben kra na ɔma ahyɛ ase ɔmo hwehwɛ interest ɛwɔ ɛyɛ ɔpanim so ɔmo nya na ɔno nso bɛtumi aba bɛ coach ɛde ama ɔmo ni na ho nsɛm ha yɛbɛdi saa nkɔmɔ no ɛwɔ dwumadie so ti join live ɛwɔ YouTube Nhyira TV na yɛnyinaa no yɛni ɛyɛ nkɔmɔ minim sɛ wei ɛnkan topic no deɛ bayala tie wan kasa obra pani and Felix Ofosu kwache deɛ sɛ ɔpo asɛm pa me kai the last time Ofosu kwache ba ha ai oba ya no ayala wei and I'm so ayala mai no so oh and then the next thing come to ayala because that's you know
Minister in charge of government communications yes
also no deɛ or bibi kakra ha no
and related to the story
part
Wapama and my foundation yes
na idi ɛyɛ nkɔmɔ no enso ɛyɛ yɛntie Felix Ofosu kwache ɛwɔ bonuses ayitua ɛdema players no ɔsɛ ase yɛ atwa manager do de bi edu mema na ne atwa ne huge edu ma no a fie bi ne de ama no kra no yɛn san kra entua ne yi ɔsɛ ɛbɛyɛ anka ɛnyɛ den yɛntie Felix Ofosu kwache.
Well, that would be quite unfortunate. I think that we need to treat all our athletes equally, irrespective of gender. I mean, I even hold a view. It may be controversial, but I think that we should be paying equal wages to both men and women athletes. I don't see why men should be paid higher than women. That in itself is a difficulty. Delays are not desirable, of course, and I think that we should take steps going forward to ensure that it does not recur. Sometimes these hitches occur.
Okay. Enti where yewra aye Felix Ofosu kwache and now this appeal aba say look adwuma no bi aye said the mema na ye adwuma ne saa na man so ko park ni so a we bonenti enti say Black Stars for no ombo game we ni etimom $10,000 a adenti na man de yentimi so entry to the same way na nkom so bo game ya the same 10,000 bi yentua from sanya be ya ade no obi nkonya aye mena se pobi na nkwen sa we mu de treatum different eduru ye de so de anase yiniska sa na ebe kekakanta amiti una
Rich Sanya the minister in charge of government communications Ekan onim onya aware Sanya a lot of Ghanaians enya aware of the situation of the Black Queens.
So Yankas were naive.
No, onye naive.
Okay.
Onya aware.
And onye on top of issues.
I think the best word is onya aware.
Okay, that's fine.
Because unum say Ghana for bebre enya aware. Say Black Queens coach. Sani aban tua Black Stars technical team no. Omun tua Black Queens coach for neka. Ghana for bebre enya aware. I am telling you.
And it's true, yeah.
Even journalists.
Sure.
They are not aware. I reach it to Jidison come aware, even subject from come aware. And can did the need pressure nobody to ministry to pay a man bonuses. Because they would have had that same campaign, but they are not aware. Now, Mammy, more little background be. Nora. Now, your recommendation from the former technical director, Bernard Lepet. And I say, there is this woman. Minimum.
Awade bibia ekoyi kama. Na numu ho na obebe yare ye. Na okunu so da bi oba me pe wo na oya mire na yade se die. Ania ma me ntosa se kra na me mfa ncha me yiri na eja onko dwendwene yade hu kra na kira yade akonya nsusu so boni bi ewo meyiri so ato asase kama e de ama ne ye afa de eni na enu ani nansa be me akofa mpra akofa ba afoforo ese obey asase otoma no a wo so wo de efie nso one ni kunu timu a be me so mfiri ho na onko pe baby foforo infinity enso entunti ya maame meramako de na sama bedan obra anemnim so betena se na omo a solution to the problem ti enanya asem kutoka ya mitio betwe na afi yenye birthdays kakra ene ye general manager yera Jimmy enso birthday na afi yenye ba community bin kan na yen sorry
me start birthday
no problem
last Thursday last week na boss PJ na a birthday
me a later no
yes na de nwanwa wo PJ abusia no ho ne se omudidi omu birthday ne bobon wo pa de na ye PJ birthday ni omo maame birthday and some few days away omunua mienu nso so birthday enti ene Esther Adwoa Sapon PJ ani AB omo sister
okay
ene ne birthday nti happy birthday Esther Adwoa Sapon from obusia phone nyina including your boss PJ ene Abraham omo say yam fafide kese we so na yen kasa nyankopon nhyiraw na onye okese wakoma so ade nyina onye mawo oma onyini cha ahoden wom na ondumwo with sika bebre rich na enya Esther nkoa ene so ye AB birthday
wow
AB of THB AB the country manager
the whole brand
the whole brand ene enso so yenua panyi AB ene ne birthday nti AB we there from year nyina was sports school no because we yenua panyi frakope ene unya PJ ene wabusiafo nyina no omo say yen wish you happy birthday na yen kasa nyankopon hira na onye okese
amen
na ompa bobi a wobochire ni bia no onye emfama on kire wa hye mo moska bebre goso ye one man so wo ska ankofo nya so mfaso enti nyankopon enka ho na onye wadom bet we see enka ho se bet influencer no edasoa eye adwuma na nchire mu nie hyehyɛ bet e bet we na oyini code no share ema afoforo se o share uni code no ma afoforo a mo na ankofo de code no etwa bet no mo na na wo code no ya odia no wo disika every bet we ho into way simple hyehyɛ bet nya wo code ene wo betting community and share na enyeska egu bottom we bet we nkoa ena ema wo sa akonya eno ena friend bet influencer from betway no undi 18 years I'm sure onka ho say oba betway platform no so a o betia na wa bet responsibly e de amaye nyina betway almost get way more
okay enti say ye bana ifya birthdays ni edini na kama ye shall say from the general manager Nhyira Jimmy Agla godfather and a godfather a birthday enti Nhyira Jimmy Agla general manager baby Ubiano, happy birthday to you. The Godfather, Yamisha pa Onya Kese, why Penny or Diane, Yanko Ponkoswa na among India and Yancy Mudona, what me the treating yes, Oma Catintin na Sikabibri and Sombra na in fact, they all crowd should be an Yanko Pon and far and no more. Happy birthday to you. Nhyira Jimmy Agla, the Godfather. Afei, second one now because you so you dey need to see a quick. Na yenko wefi Clement na unim say minim say Clement. Ni deeper a shada kama ye ni mufia e agwangwalu. Minim da. O say yamhye Mr. Trumasi Ajiman Bia. Ghana Immigration Service Jacobu. Na Nhyira Mr. Trumasi Ajiman Bia and so a happy birthday to you. We're here from one Kasa Woodmia. Or saying wadam for Clement appear. I will share from her. Or say, yeah, we show our dapanyamisha pa the door kuma should be a Yankopon and ye enso emfa ema akwasi enye odi na
maame mfa wodapa ema Asan Presla.
Okay.
Asan Presla. Na oro na CEO ede Emma Sansel Enterprise. Ana fe General Secretary ede Emma Clefam Autos. Na ene eye na woda enti we de wankasa eye ukunu ene na damfo. Sir Frank ana mama Tess ana afi wankasa ukunu na napon se yemo awoda pa. Nyankopon hia pa wo do yie pa. Kwanya wafa so na oho mu benkuni fanya in fact o mani so na de omo kan se Nyankopon to nkwanem na ene awode enye from ema umpaye bia wabo ne kukwam no Nyankopon ansa emfamanti happy birthday Asan Priscilla kwabna we de se manager birthday na enti na kwa yen birthday de kwabna
yamana woda pa nyamisha
yamana woda pa Nyankopon share na wo na komapa na afi wo mani nyini che ene ahoden ha se na ebe eja obetimi dia wo wan kakra
so all right ye demasia kofa dem kase na dia abram ye ba na obra to anjumedi no ato so yakram